That's Drake. All right.
That little song goes.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Test Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we're live on a Saturday morning, ready to do some feedback. Find us everywhere you find podcasts. Search the Blackout Tips. Leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We love those. We read those. We feel good when we read them as long as they're nice. The official weapon of the show is
Bone chair.
And the unofficial sport,
bullet ball,
and bullet ball extreme. Today's a feedback episode, so we'll be getting into all the things that y'all had to say about the things that we had to say. It's a big meta thing. There's a lot of comments. There's a lot of voicemails, a lot of emails.
What was we talking about, my nigga?
Drake and Kendrick, Karen. I think we all know what we were talking about. And
it's part of the joke, sir.
Even though people told us not to
talk about it. Right. It was like, y'all shut y'all asses up. Word.
And apparently, we don't know what we're doing over here. And isn't it boring? Aren't we all over it? Apparently, absolutely the fuck not. As
apparently nobody is.
As the number one song in the entire world is probably letting everyone know. No, that we're not over it. No one's over it. And it's going to continue to be a thing. So, but we got to start the way we always start here. We want to shout out the people that took the time out to give us money. You can do so. Go into the blackouttips.com, look on the right-hand side of our website. There's a little thing for if you want to donate to the show, you want to put in on this, and we give you a shout out. Okay. So you can put any amount of money. You can do a one-time recurring, whatever it is. We give you all the same shout out.
Yeah. You on your phone, turn it sideways.
Yeah. So let's give you the shout out for tithing.
May I have a relation? You are now listening to Charlotte's Own Rod and Karen. We welcome the good folks who time to the Black Tips.
That's right. New dinero, new hellos. We got David. Thank you very much for your recurring donation, David C. Kyle K. Autumn W. James C. Jasmine J. Bambi, Dr. Professor Bambi. Unbridled Love. Falcons Diva. Jason F. Derek L.W., Ken M., Zach from the Living Corporate Podcast, Lawrence C., Christoph R. That's everybody that took the time out to throw a little something on the collection plate. We appreciate you. We also got a 5-star review. I think this is new, but the date says the 1st of May. Which I feel like we would have already covered, but I'll do it one more time in case it was late.
Yeah, because sometimes you post it and it'll be like, you know what? I feel like I'll post this later.
But it is now the 11th, so step it up, everybody. We need new 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts.
We do. I'm looking at you. Y'all. I love the way y'all broke down Drake and Kendrick. Y'all are the best. Put 5 on it. It ain't got to be $5. 5 stars.
The best. I've been listening to this from Rennie 2. United States of America. I've been listening to the podcast since the beginning of the year, but Kendrick Hates Drake was the best entertainment. I need all rap beefs narrated and explained by Rod with Karen's "oh no" to highlight the best bars. I love y'all's perspective. Heart emoji. Thank you,
baby.
And if you're not in the United States, still leave us a 5-star review because we hear it on the show. We see it on the reviews, no matter where you at.
Yep. As long as they allow you to post.
We like international reviews as much as anything else, guys. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into these episodes. Episode 2897 was our feedback episode called "You're Hiding a Children." It was after Kendrick had made the accusation that Drake had another secret child, which man, there's a lot of secret children. We still don't know if it's true, but that was the accusation. Appia says, I know in the U.S. pharmaceutical companies are allowed to advertise to potential patients. This is hardcore forbidden by law here. You aren't even able to say the brand name when you aren't speaking with a healthcare professional. It was trained so much into me that when I say the name of a few new product to Mr. Appia, for example, in the safety of our home, I fear that my company somehow feels it in its big pharma bones all the way in Switzerland and would send me an electric shock as punishment immediately. It just feels wrong.
Yeah, like I said, we are one of the few countries is industrialized that allow you to just pump shit. And I think they did a study. They were saying like, by the time a child turns 18 here in the States, it was like most of them have seen like thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of products, medicines pumped at them for various different types of shit. It was like, you're not getting that in most other countries.
Overall, it's good, I think. Also, I know that the American healthcare system is on another level of bad. So some brand name drugs cost sometimes like 5 or 10 times what they cost here. I never had an opiate prescription in my life, and I don't think anyone in my family has, as far as I know. Prof. Corey says, Rod, keeping it real. I like my women like I like my men in rap, fucked up and mean and rapping. Yeah. I feel like one thing about rap that I think people, because we saw it a lot this week with the Drake shit, the think pieces and the long, drawn out things, and
we don't care.
Yeah, and my main issue with those things is the presumption that like we don't know the stuff. Like I don't mind if you want to. I'm never gonna argue that rap is a misogynistic or women don't catch up straight or whatever. Whatever you concentrate on, you're probably going to be right. Like, it's the facts of the matter. It's like saying American movies have too much violence. Like, yeah, you're going to be right.
Right.
The idea is somehow that it's slipping past us as listeners, which I think is a disrespect to the acumen of the listener. Like, we do know. It's like, someone smoking a cigarette in 2020 versus 1954. Like, if you smoke a cigarette in 2020, the warning's on the box.
The one is on the side of the box, baby.
And so a lot of times I feel like all that stuff serves to do is to couch the person who wrote it as some sort of moral high ground. Like, I understand the cost of the misogyny in this rap battle. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And the fat phobia and homophobia and the classism and all the other shit. And it's not just in the rap battles, it's in all the music. And it's in there all the time.
All of it.
And the women do it too. They all do it. None of these motherfuckers are not problematic. And the ones that aren't problematic for the most part are mostly boring to y'all.
Right.
So I just don't really get like the high. Yeah, I just don't get the high horse that people get on this shit. Like, once again, not saying it can't be noted, but sometimes it's like they're trying to get some, I don't know, maybe they're just trying to get that clout, get that attention, get those clicks for that article.
It's the attention economy, because like it was the number one thing. So if you could jump off this thing and get everybody's eyes kind of focused on you arguing or agreeing, you don't care, you just want attention coming your way.
And where I try to keep it consistent is I feel the same way about women rappers, gay rappers, whoever. It's not just a black man thing to me where once somebody else starts doing it, I clutch my pearls. I see that happen a lot with my fellow black male hip hop listeners, and I roll my eyes every time, and I don't feel that they're serious. But as they're getting older, and especially as women rappers are starting to come into their own autonomy and rap just in the same fashion as the men, right? Now all of a sudden here these niggas go growing a conscience, and it's, well, should these women be rapping about all this sex? Well, you didn't mind when it was Lil' Kim, you didn't mind when it was Foxy Brown, you didn't mind when it was men writing for these women, you didn't mind when these women belonged to these cliques where men were basically their cover, where it was like, we have our woman mascot and she's part of the crew. You didn't mind any of that. And you don't mind when the men rap about all the sexual shit that they're doing to women, all the womanizing, all the misogyny. You don't mind that. You don't mind when the men rap about the violence and the killing and all that shit. You barely mention it unless you want to mention it to say, well, I don't feel comfortable with that as well now that I'm talking about these women. So I just try to stay consistent and be like, if I like my women talking that shit too, JT and Sukiyana going at it, good. Like, why am I gonna clutch my pearls because they got vaginas? That has nothing to do with me. Go ahead and get your bars off. So
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. We don't care.
Yeah, and people aren't stupid, like I know, like you're not telling me anything as a consumer of this for majority of my life. I know, don't care. Just about any music you consume has these problems in it. It's not just with rap.
I don't even want to say it's just about any music, because there's a lot of music I feel like doesn't have the same issues as rap, but this is my culture and this is what I grew up on, and this is yeah, it's not only rap, but at the
Right.
same time, like I get that is this genre's thing. You know, like if I threw on jazz, you're right. I'm not gonna hear a lot of this shit. But I'm not listening to jazz. I'm listening to this, and I know full well it was the Surgeon General warning was on the box. The explicit was on the tape. I'm tired of the fucking moral philosophizing and shit when I know better. I know what I want. So
Right. And
I'm
don't
sorry. I walked
care.
into the rated R movie. You're not warning me. You're not helping me. And I'm sorry if your fucking brain's too weak that you can't handle some other motherfuckers cussing and saying the N-word. I'm sorry if you can't handle that. You don't have to like it, but I'm cool with it. EV says, I think Aubrey is hiding more than one kid. Those NDAs must be strong. By the way, I never refer to Aubrey Graham as Drake again. Mama named him Aubrey. I'm going to name him Aubrey. All right, let's check the comments on YouTube for this one. We got 2. It was well, I guess kind of 3. Chocolate Lady Cap says it's no way to keep up with this kid with Kendrick's hate. That's true. And Lakita says this damn title is too funny. And someone put 2 laughing emojis and said, I mean. Yeah, you're hiding the children was I came up with that after the show. It's funny to me as well. Let's see the comments and the Q&A and the polls and all that stuff. Do you think Drake is hiding a daughter? Was the poll. 82% say yes, 18% say no.
I say yes.
Karen's still on the yes. I'm gonna be like, I don't have any idea, but I mean,
you lied about the first one, so what made me think you ain't lying about this one?
Hard to put it past him.
Right.
You know, I mean, maybe Kendrick knows some shit we don't know, maybe not. I haven't seen any proof pop up as of yet. Do you think Drake is hiding a daughter? Damn, same results on the Spotify too. 83 and 17, so like 1% different, but not in Drake's favor. And then the Q&A was, who is the mole? Charmaine says DJ Ack. Steven says Drake's dad. Roger says Adonis. Kisha says Aubrey. Kenna says how quick Meet the Grams came out. It might be Drake. 40 says Jordan. 40 is his producer. He doesn't think Drake did enough with Push. Ty Floja says it's probably Crody, the cat. Key says waking up to Metro Boomin release and BBL Drizzy was the icing on this delicious cake. I played Meet the Grams a dozen times. What a time to be alive. Yeah, Meet the Grams is just haunting. It is haunting. It is so good. My favorite thing about being a Kendrick fan from way back is that a lot of people are being introduced to Kendrick right now, and
yeah, a lot of his music started charting again, like a lot of his
that's not what I was gonna say, but
no, but
go
that's
ahead and
but that's what
get your own thing on.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I'll finish my point later on.
Oh, no problem. But yeah, people are starting to go back, like you said, into his catalog and listen to some of his older stuff. It's starting to go back into the chart again.
No, that's not what I was saying. But what I was gonna say is, being an old school fan of Kendrick, it's been great to watch people catch up to stuff that I caught immediately because I'm storied in Kendrick. So it's shit that I'm hearing. I'm like, oh man, that's a bar. And then on Twitter, I'm watching all week long, the last couple of weeks, people putting together lines and being like, oh, this means this too. And it's like, yeah, like I heard it the first time I heard it, or the second time I heard it, or whatever, you know, or just the fact that I knew you got to run Kendrick back a bunch of times, and watching people catch up to these Euphoria lines, catch up to the idea of Meet the Grams, not just the because I think Meet the Grams, he wasn't trying to be as clever with the wordplay, so it wasn't like a whole lot of double and triple entendres. But the bigger point is, people were like, I remember when it dropped, and people was like, well, it's not as jamming of a song as Family Matters. You know, he didn't put a video out. He's not, you can't play this in the club. I remember people saying shit like that, and I was thinking to myself, wait till it sinks in. Because it's going to sink in eventually that Kendrick's dissecting this dude as a person. The other guy's just throwing mud. You know, like Kendrick throwing mud as well, but the way he's throwing the mud is where the art is happening. So I think, you know, that's a pretty big deal to it. But, you know, once again, some of us been listening to Kendrick since, you know, back in the day. So it's just, easy for us to see it, But yeah, it's funny watching this stuff become a haymaker to people who initially thought it was all right.
Yeah, a lot of people brush Kendrick off because there's some people, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's some people they just think he's too deep. He like it's just too quote unquote much
Yeah.
for them. And so as time goes along and they start listening, I think for a lot of people, Kendrick is starting to quote unquote sink in for them. When before a lot of people just dismissed him for being too wordy.
Yeah, and you're right about them going and revisiting the old catalog. I've seen appreciation for Mr. Morale that people didn't have when it dropped because they just really didn't understand the concept.
Right.
And it wasn't like a bunch of fucking jamming ass beats. So it was just easy to be like, oh, this is just making me sad or whatever. I'm like, all right, well, y'all missed the point, but all good. I picked it up and I'm running with it. And, I've never been a person that needed everybody to be on the shit that I'm on. But at the same time, it does feel good to watch people, retroactively hop on. But the style of listening to Kendrick is what I'm really like intrigued by, watching people fucking a week later after Euphoria is like 1 or 2 weeks old now, right? It's a couple weeks old. Watching people pull up Euphoria lyrics today and be like, oh, wait a minute. That's good. I love that. Even the little shit was like, what is it, the braids? Like the way he said that shit.
The way he said it.
Watching people go, oh, the beat flip when he switches it to headshots all you. Yeah, you better walk around like Daft Punk. Remember? And it's like
Kendrick,
little stuff.
I listened to Kendrick shit for years. Kendrick is a master of beat flips. Like anybody that loves his music, the way when he beat flips, a lot of times the tone and the cadence and the pitch of his voice adjust to the beat and the flip change. And it's just amazing to just watch him go. You go, oh, you were meant to do this. Some people, you go, yeah, you're a good rapper, but you go, no. You were born to do this thing.
Yeah, I mean, when he's not joking when he says stuff about having several different flows on an album and in a track and all this shit. Like, it's not him just, talking noise. Like, he really does have, what he's like, new flows coming, be patient, brother. He's always innovating with his voice like that. But I think watching the world appreciate him has been really as fun as watching. Honestly, in a way, it's been more fun to me to watch the world appreciate Kendrick than it has been watching them dismantle Drake. Like, they're both neck and neck, but as a Kendrick fan, it's cool to watch people go, oh no, this is good. This is having to think is not a bad thing.
It is not.
Let's see. I heard it from one of the girls Chubb sleeping with was just all allegations, says Creasy. The little girl says, so the daughter, Miss Barnes says, woo, the realest of questions. And Alicia says, I was going to say it was Drake's daughter, allegedly, but somebody beat me to it. Yeah, it's interesting too, because there's a video floating around from someone who is claiming, because word on the street is Drake, and we'll probably talk about this tomorrow with my mom because she's up on this shit as well now. Drake was about to put out his cover story of, I set Kendrick up. Actually, I'm the real mastermind, and y'all are all stupid for thinking Kendrick had any information on me. It's all fake, right? But someone today uploaded a video of them with all the stuff in the picture that Kendrick had as his cover art, and the today, like 2 days ago, newspaper. So my guess is there was some plan, or not. My guess is what I heard. The rumor was there was some plan of Drake to put out a recording of like, this is all the stuff we set you up. None of this information is real. And then obviously, since if that's not true, someone else would have that stuff. And apparently that person held on to it for this moment to be like, actually, here I am with all this shit right now. So if that was a plan, I don't know how Drake's going to finagle that. And this time they zoomed in on some of the stuff and show like the prescriptions are from like July of last year. So if you think this is, we fed Drake fake information to set him up, Kendrick, fake information to set him up to take the bait to say all this stuff about me. You were setting it up in July of last year. The person has surveillance footage of like a hotel lobby of somebody with the material. So like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's getting weird out here. That shit like the Riddler. We'll look at that shit tomorrow probably, but it was very like, I wonder if they're just trying to get ahead of his next pivot to be like, no, I really won because you guys fell for it. Womp womp. All right, that's it for that episode. We need to make some money, so it's time for y'all to listen to a beat, and then we'll come right back.
Listen. Listen. Well, I want you to. You see. Well, I want you to. Well, I want you to. You see. Well, I want you to. You see. You see.
All right, that was called Gonna Help by DJ Jaffa. All right. Drake, Not Like Us, episode 2898. We had 14 comments. Woo. The first one is from Man Drake, who was the guy who said I shouldn't do the thing anymore. And I said, this isn't a jukebox. If you bothered, then skip the episode. B Black says, the immortal words of Beyonce's husband, I'm like, fuck critics, you can kiss my whole asshole. If you don't like my lyrics, you can press fast forward. By the way, I'm posting this comment after hitting pause on the episode to share that I needed to hear that part you mentioned about why Kendrick had a song that featured Kodak Black. It was a useful detail that this content creator on TikTok left out while criticizing Kendrick. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not telling people how to feel about Kodak Black being on the album. You can feel how you want to feel.
Right.
I do understand the artistic intent. It just might not have hit with people. And I don't even blame people that it didn't hit with, because it didn't necessarily hit with me. Like, I don't feel like, and I know this is the point, but I don't feel like Kodak Black is necessarily the guy who is showing us this redemptive arc, you know, that Kendrick was seeing in him, you know, especially, and I understand that like Kodak was even getting into like Kendrick's, you know, religious weird shit at the time, but I saw it as, you know, and I'm cynical, but I saw it as a guy who was in public trouble and criminal trouble, and he's attaching himself to religion to be like, oh guys, I'm changing my leaf. But
that's a lot of people do that,
and maybe he is. I mean, only time will actually tell.
Agreed.
But to me, it all felt kind of rushed and soon. It's almost like, and obviously this isn't a rapper, so it's a bad example, but I'm just throwing out a general thing. It's like I would have felt better if Kendrick had like Mike Vick on the album, where I'm like, yeah, that dude did some fucked up shit, but he's shown a lot of work. And but now it wouldn't have made sense for the theme of the album, because literally the theme of the album is about abuse and trauma done to other people and how we continue those cycles. And Kendrick wants to be a cycle breaker. So here he is, in addition to castigating himself, in addition to showing all the trauma he's done to other people and trying to make good and to make amends, and also break those patterns and understand himself. He's also trying to show that in his own family there's trauma and stuff that's happened, that he would like to be the cycle breaker for that. And I think even in hip hop and criminally, he wanted to do that for Kodak Black, and I don't think it worked necessarily for a lot of people. Right. But the album wasn't about working for a lot of people. It really was. I think it's an album that was ahead of its time and still is to this day. Because I don't think people are ever going to get to where Kendrick is trying to be, which is this idea of a space of true restorative, like justice and all this shit.
Yeah, people say they want that, but they don't want that. They just be talking.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Educate to Free Us says, newbie here. These Kendrick analysis are what I needed. Drake can only come back from this if he goes full white boy racist supremacist. Shit, he tried rapping like you want to free the slaves, and then Kendrick flipped that. He'll need to tap into his white side and just go all in with the racism. He should call that guy, try that shit in a small town, dude, and collab on a song with a couple racist ad-libs from Candace Owens. Tim Scott in the gang just to stay in the fight. He needs a team, and white people are his best bet, and maybe a couple Asians. His white supremacist allies are already speaking out to defend him. He should just double down and do it. Best part is the majority of folks talking is not mentioning Kendrick. They're only talking about the stuff he said. His hands appear clean. This is better than reality TV. Great podcast. I'll be sure to give y'all a 5-star review.
Woohoo!
Which we didn't get, Karen. Woohoo, nothing.
Oh, you didn't leave it?
That was on the 6th. It's the 11th.
Okay.
Maybe we'll woohoo you when we see that review pop up.
Maybe you posted it and Apple is slow.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. All right. Keva says, well, you finally dragged my 60-something-year-old self into this mess. Who am I going to talk to about this? Nobody. My fellow seniors aren't following this. I don't have grandkids or kids. I'm going over to Spotify to listen to They Ain't Like Us, and I'm going to get to my next book club meeting wanting to discuss this, not crying in the H Mart. Calamitous said, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That sounds hilarious. You might find somebody out there might be in the rap.
It's my mom. She listening. Calamitous says Al Green, being a man of the Lord, probably didn't want to publicly co-sign this mess and declined the sample for 616 in LA, but he sure did tweet out the link to his song so he could get a few streams in. Yeah, I'm convinced because the Drake apologists and defenders are trying to be like, well, Drake must have set Kendrick up because Kendrick took down the art for the 616 cover and not 616 cover, for the Meet the Grams cover that had Ozempic in it. And he also hasn't uploaded 616 in LA to streaming services. And I got 2 quick answers for that. The first is Al Green and them are notorious about not clearing samples for people. They do not like that shit. And I would be surprised if that wasn't exactly why that song didn't get uploaded.
Right.
People keep uploading like bootleg versions and like, you know, the kind that are not supposed to be on there and shit. Like they listed as something else, and then you find out that it's the real version, and it keeps getting taken down, which feels like a copyright thing, not a that, you know, because Kendrick is a copyright striking anything. So I'm imagining Al Green and them didn't appreciate that sample, even if, you know, he linked it to the strings. And the second thing is, I'm pretty sure it's illegal to put Drake's fucking prescriptions in cover art for whatever the fuck it is. So like, to me, like, people are like, well, he took it down because Drake fed him that information. I'm like, I think you just have to take that down. It wouldn't matter how you got that. That's a violation of someone's privacy. I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Right.
It wouldn't matter, like, well, someone sent it to me. Yeah, okay. Well, you're going to court, buddy, and you might go to jail if you keep that shit up. So, you know, I think, and it will be well within Drake's and them rights to send a cease and desist over that shit or some legal whatever. Now, of course, that confirms that it is Drake's, and maybe he don't want to do it through open channels, but yeah, I can see why somebody would advise them to take that shit down. So I'm not none of that stuff swayed me yet, you know. But yeah, Miss Barnes says, I knew 616 in LA was serious when the Al Green sample dropped. It is my favorite out of all the Drake disses. Just the tone of Kendrick was so serious on this joint. I loved it. Him Deal says, hey friends, thank you for the breakdown of the rap beef. Rod, I appreciate you being in your bag on this. It for me was like getting an extra episode of the manga that isn't filler, or watching real-time documentary. You introduced me to King Wallonius this week, which is everything. This has been so much fun. Also, while I have not researched any of K-Dot's accusations of Drake related to pedophilia because they sound damning, but if they are true, Drake is a horrible person and the culture should deposit his ass elsewhere. Money and power oftentimes supersedes humanity and decency, which is disappointing, but also part of our Western societal condition. You know what's interesting? My friend Bossy was pointing this out. We've been texting about this shit all week. And I noticed it too. And I just was like, I know what he's doing, but Kendrick at no point calls Drake a pedophile straight up. Mm-hmm. He's very careful about the way he words everything. So I don't think it's a coincidence. I definitely think he is intimating and would like the world to call this man a pedophile. But if you look at the like lyrics, he talks about Baca and the case he caught that he's been convicted of. And it's like, why you got these like freaky sex niggas in your clique hanging out with you? He says certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Certified lover boy is the name of one of Drake's albums. And he says, "Hey, Drake, I hear you like I'm young." But it's never, like it's just like weird line of like he's not coming straight out and saying you're a pedophile. And the thing is, and I've said it on the show before, I don't know that Drake's a pedophile. I don't know that. I don't actually really traffic in a lot of that stuff. A lot of those accusations to me are really about what would be illegal in Europe, which is grooming.
Right.
Now, we don't have any laws about grooming in America.
We do not.
And I don't know if they got them in Canada or not, but as far as I know in America, motherfuckers like just think it's gross, but they don't legally actionably put motherfuckers in jail for the shit. So at least the public stuff I've seen have all been he knows and befriends some of these girls when they are girls. And then when they are 18, 19, 20, all of a sudden he's rapping about them. He's trying to date them. He's taking them out to restaurants and shit like that. And he's 36, 38, 39. Like he's a grown man. 30 when he's talking about, I think, Georgia Smith, who was like 20 or something. So like there's like a huge age gap thing. And it's in the songs, by the way. The Georgia Smith lyric says like, you a baby, something like, it's so weird. Let me Google this because I saw this lyric and I was like, God damn, this nigga. Okay, so he was 31, she was 20. He said she got a boyfriend when she was like 20 or so, and this nigga was weirdly jealous about her having a boyfriend, even though he's 31 and not with her. And he says, we could have waited. I wasn't rushing. Difference in ages. You're old enough, but you're still a baby. Just shit like that is creepy, so I think enough shit is floating around and all you got to do is connect the dots, insinuate some things, and everybody gonna take care of the rest because they already been calling the man creepy and a pedophile for years. So but yeah, I just thought it was interesting because I don't know that he's like legally calling him I don't think he's ever really saying Drake's doing something illegal blatantly, directly. It's just directly. A lot of like letting everybody else say it for him.
Yeah, y'all from the blanks.
But let me not end on that because I have been here for all the rap beef mess. I got my bib on, shower cap, wet wipes, a change of clothes, and extra napkins like I'm at an all-you-can-eat barbecue rib shack crab boil extravaganza. Oh, give it all to me. It's been delicious. You hear me? Keep cooking, my guy. Keep cooking. Thank you. Simma says, yeah, Mike Tyson knocked him out, but they not gonna make a movie. The way Rod said it made me laugh so hard, I replayed it 3 times. I really wonder why people cared about dancing when we got a new number 1 bop. Yeah, I do love how once Kendrick dropped They Not Like Us, it just took the wind out of everyone's sails who were using that one ridiculous metric that we never use in any other rap beef. But this time
nobody else ever said in the rap beef that it got to be a bot. Nobody.
Right. This time now we need a hit single or it don't count. I love how Saturday night we got the hit single and then it was like, well, shit. Yeah, I guess that's a wrap.
That critique stopped, didn't it?
Yeah, everyone stopped. I mean, after that, I haven't heard the groundswell of people is like, yeah, so Kendrick won. EV says, I saw the timeline for each of the tracks included in this beef, even going back to Pusha T and Meg, but I'm a little lost as to why Aubrey decided to go after Kendrick and then egg them on to respond. Honestly, I think Aubrey got a little too much dip on his chip going after Kendrick, a Pulitzer Prize winner. Well, I think it's interesting. I don't believe he felt like he had to respond to Megan Thee Stallion because she's a woman. Right. I really think it's that.
I was saying he don't respect her, right? Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's not even he don't respect her. People don't respect her.
Agreed.
And as much as I love her art and I think she's a big deal, and it's obviously she's a big deal.
Right.
She's been so disrespected in the last year or so in the wake of that Tory Lanez shit.
Child, they've been tripping over that. Every time you see her name come up, it's like it's ridiculous the amount of negativity that came. Y'all know she's the victim and she got shot, but the way people responding, you're like, what did y'all see? What is happening here?
Yeah, the culture basically threw her under the bus when it came to him and her. And the fact that Tory Lanez isn't even that talented and wasn't that popular and yet people still treated it like it was a 50-50 thing, or at worst, like he was the guy that was the star and she took him down somehow.
Right.
I feel like he knows that the culture doesn't respect her enough that he would have to respond. And the kind of people that really wanted to see him get dissed by her were not necessarily the kind of people that put their eyes on the Kendrick Lamar thing. There was another group of people when Kendrick Lamar dropped like that especially a lot of men that were like, well, what you gonna do?
Yes, so he felt pressure.
Yeah. Whereas with Megan, it felt a lot like, yeah, but I mean, you know, whatever.
It was Megan, basically.
Yeah, you said something about her on your song. She said something back. There's not this like, well, you better say something. This shit, everybody was walking around like Drake better say something. Cole better say something. And both of them eventually did say something. He says, there was no way he could compete pen for pen because he doesn't have the range. But I think Aubrey thought he could use comedy, lies, and internet memes to get people on his side. He didn't expect Kung Fu Kenny to step on that neck and refuse to get off. I also think he thought Family Matters would be the song to win the beef, and in most cases it might have been, but it was the completely surprised by Not Like Us. The Family Matters thing, I'm telling you, man, the thing that killed Family Matters was Meet the Grams came out 6 minutes later. There's just no way,
because people didn't get a chance to digest it.
There's just no, not just even like that too, but then it made you feel like Kendrick knew everything this guy was going to do.
I can see that.
And you just can't divorce that feeling from it. Is even if you thought Meet the Grams was not as good a song as Family Matters, which you're totally fine to feel, it just don't matter. You know what it was? Last year when the Lakers played the Denver Nuggets and Anthony Davis was motherfucking balling. I'm talking career high numbers.
Just playing out of his mind. Yes.
What Meet the Grams was Joker hitting that 3 from like almost half court with Anthony Davis draped all over him. Nothing but fucking net. Casually. That's what that was. It was just oh well shit. That's just nothing you're gonna be able to do.
Nothing you can do.
Like I like you're playing great.
Yeah, you couldn't play no better and nobody else could either.
Yeah, well that's just the MVP. It's his year and you just got caught up, you know? And so I think that's low key what happened with Drake, because I think Drake in this battle, Drake put up his best work in a long time when it comes to the aggressive raps that I like hearing from Drake.
Right.
He was giving us all of it. Every idea I thought he was gonna do and should do, he did. All of them. It just didn't matter because Kendrick was thinking the same shit I was thinking, which is, this is what he gonna do. And Kendrick had an answer for everything this man was gonna do. It's uncanny. But yeah, she says Kendrick beat him at his own game with the club anthem of the summer, and then got the assist from Metro as being one of the most entertaining beats I've ever witnessed. Take that L, Aubrey. Yeah, you ain't lying. Abia says now the beef is even covered on podcasts that normally cover rap. I guess don't cover rap.
Right.
I know what's up thanks to the blackout tips. And at least it's something that doesn't make me afraid because I'm 100% not a rapper and so zero involved in this conflict. Trey says, thank you, Rod and Karen, for this wonderful in-depth breakdown of the Kendrick versus Drake beef. Some of the revelations about Drake and the people in his OVO crew are scary as fuck. I'm specifically talking about that Baca dude. The details on this case are absolutely horrible. That mess says something, maybe not everything about Drake's own character, then when you look at who he has in his friend/crew group. And then the later, well, like I said, it's interesting because I think it was something most people didn't know. I know I didn't know about that Baca shit. And you can't unknow what you know.
Right.
So it just hurts. And the latest development, shout out to Twitter at Ebony, the person that posted the video. Posted a video, all the items in that picture that Kendrick used as cover art and threatened to sue Drake and academics for saying it wasn't real. And he set Kendrick up with fake stuff. So it's a no for me, sir. I don't believe you, Drake. Yeah, I don't even, the caption of that was so weird because it was like, one, I'ma sue y'all because y'all saying it's stolen when it's not stolen. And I'm like, but how, this is weird that you got it still. How'd you get it? Still seems illegal to post somebody's shit like that. I mean, maybe I don't know the rules in the law, but even if like you threw out your medications in the trash, someone going through your trash and posting them on Twitter seems like gotta be illegal. Some right? They don't seem legal. Anyway, we'll see. Shout out to Kung Fu Kenny for speaking on this man's lack of character. Thanks again, Ryder, Karen, Trey. Thank you, Trey. And let's check the comments on YouTube. 16. Say says Drake is funny, but is it clownish? There's a difference. Kendrick seems to be very solid and centered as a man, as a human being. Drake moves like an immature teen, though he has some really good songs. Not to mention, I think he has also said more things that make him appear disconnected from the culture and the people. I'm rocking with Kendrick because his lyrics are genius. Drake seems to be that one that flew too close to the sun and got or / will get burned. And Beast Nation responded, and just like Kenny said, 37 years old showing up as a 7-year-old, and that bar itself, not sure if anyone caught it, was a call back to the age 7, 17, 27 perspectives of fear. That's the song by Kendrick. Here's what I'll say. For the people that are confused as to why Drake fans feel like he's winning or feel like they need to hold on and say he won, you have to understand Drake's entire career has been set on the what do you call those? The pillars of the valuation system of like a 17-year-old. So of course they would think he won because he's like my sales, which Kendrick eclipsed and all that shit. But still, it's I got the most money. I get the most hoes. You just mad because I'm taller and prettier than you. You know, that kind of thing. Well, those people have mostly been fans of his music, which is basically Arrested Development music. It's music of what someone at 17 thinks is cool. Yeah. Except he's fucking 40.
Yeah, and a lot of them are older too.
The fans?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they grew with him.
This is their man. They didn't grow with him. They didn't grow with him.
I mean, they did grow with him.
No. I'm saying, specifically speaking of my words, right? His fans are Neverland. Like his fans, are
like you talking
Peter Pan.
You're targeting the same audience.
Arrested Development.
Okay,
they have not grown, right? So if you listen to Jay-Z and you're a Jay-Z fan and you're his age, you have grown with Jay-Z. You've watched him go from heartless drug dealer that only cared about to full-blown therapy ass last album and loving his wife and all this stuff. So he grew as a person, and y'all actually grew and experienced things. Drake shit has been like, I'm gonna be in Neverland in 2010. I'm being Neverland 2015. I'm being Neverland 2023. Like, I don't have kids. I don't have a wife. I don't have a relationship. I don't have therapy. I don't have problems beyond these bitches and the fact that my friends is fake. But I've been rapping about that since day one. I just exist in Neverland. You don't even fucking know who I am. You don't know any of my real thoughts about shit.
No.
So his fans were uniquely prepared to be in this like cult-like mentality of, no, he won. See, y'all talk about this. They both be lying. Because he done set up his value system as one that would say like all of that it's just that simple for us.
Yeah, and also I think that piggyback on what you were saying, when you're in that circle, your fan, the people outgrow you, which means the people, like you say with Jay-Z, if you followed his music, he grew and you grew. Y'all both got older, your values change and all that stuff. You're not the same people. But like you say, with him being in that circle, after you get to a certain age, a lot of the audience outgrow him. So if you keep this rabid fan base, no matter what you say, these are that particular group's value systems. So no matter what you say, you cannot convince them otherwise, because as far as they're quote unquote concerned, this is their man, this is what they love, and you can't tell them anything differently.
Yeah, it's just, I think, like you said, if you grew, you outgrew him.
Yes.
So you ain't even really in this camp of, nah, he won. You like, Nah, he didn't win. You know what I mean? So, yeah, back to this comments on YouTube. My mom says BBL Drizzy, 2 laughing emojis. Hey, let's go.
That's a bop.
Educate to Free Us says the only way out of this for Drake is to go full white supremacist. He got to tap into his white side. So said, right, they're rooting for him. Hashtag white flags. Someone else said, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese all over again. Set the court is the booth. I've seen the whole dance routine already. And someone said he can get Candace Owens on the beat.
Oh no,
man! Ray Sani did say, like, I think it was either Ray or Bossy. We've been talking all week, guys. I'm getting confused which one said what, but something to the effect of, like, wouldn't be surprised if he went like full red pill. Like, meaning he comes out of this and goes, like, instead of 3/4 red pill, which is what he is now with this like anti-woman shit. But if he came out of this like full blown, like, fuck these niggas, I'm the most offensive, fucked up person, which he's been trending towards anyway. Cause like that last album where he's talking shit about Rihanna, Serena, and Megan Thee Stallion, all felt like you're taking shots at them because they are black women that are prominently well loved,
right?
And you're just doing it to do it. Like, it's not even a thing that they did to you.
He had nothing to do with any of the situations. He just randomly jumped in. You like, nigga, why are you here?
But that's a big red pill thing. That's a big, like, it's like when Milo Yiannopoulos went after Leslie Jones when attacking the Ghostbusters movie, where it's like the signal I'm sending isn't just that I'm attacking this movie because women. No, I'm going after the black woman specifically in the most offensive ways, and it sends a signal up to everybody that goes, oh, he's with us. So I mean, I don't know if you would do that, but it'll just, if you're looking for a way out, there's a bunch of ways out, you know.
True.
Set Boss says, just hitting y'all up because I listen to the podcast. Thanks, dog. Bridget says, great job, guys, breaking down the most epic hip-hop weekend we had in a long time. I hope everyone got their beauty rest. Last week was quite a doozy. Beast Nation says, nah, J. Cole couldn't sleep because he heard that Meet the Grams Alchemist beating his head and had a vision of Kendrick smiling at him while holding a pen and a pad. Then he deleted his disc because he knew what was coming, and considering what's happened, that was the best decision he made, and I respect it.
I respect it too.
Educate the Freer says, have to admit, I was waiting on this, and it's at the 1447 mark, so I don't know what we said exactly. I'll play it to see. 1440. What were we saying at 1447? Maybe it's just us saying, you know? Oh, okay. Probably just waiting on us to break down the beef. Okay, cool. My mom says, Kendrick said, get out, fan, our culture. Mic drop. Freaky ass nigga. Beast Nation says another thing. The way Kendrick said, this is a long life battle with yourself, and just disappeared from the living room, leaving Drake and his family alone with their minds all fucked up. Where they gotta sit with all that. After Kenny did all that kung fu, turned Drake all inside out and made everybody sit with the aftermath and try to go to sleep. And then once everybody finally went to sleep and thought it was safe, Kenny woke up everybody with his club banger, blasting the car system, trunk rattling, and jumping out, crip walking and banging on everybody. That's hilarious vision. Flu Diddy says that Key and Peele skit is the perfect analogy. Drake didn't know he was battling the white dude from Da Vinci Code that was whipping his own back. Exactly. CHM said 8818 says, you two are awesome. Thank you. Loveland says Loveland says, excellent job on the entire breakdown. Rod and Karen are amazing. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. We got a lot of those type of comments this week on our YouTube. Appreciate it. We was doing a service for some folks. All right. The poll was, who's winning the battle so far, Kendrick or Drake?
Kendrick.
On our website, 100% of people said Kendrick. Wow, 100%.
Must have on the beat, ho. Hey.
And I forgot to put J. Cole on our website, but I put it on Spotify, and they said 87% Kendrick. 10% J. Cole is winning for just going home.
I can see that. I can see you like if anybody won, he won.
And 3% said Drake. The Q&A was freaky ass nigga. He the 69 guard. Freaky ass nigga. He the 69 guard. Hey, better run for your life. Hey. Hey, you think that was about Bill Cosby? Hey.
Possibility.
Because he said that way. I think on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He's a beast.
You know, and
He's
it's
a beast.
And there are a lot of people going, I'm a freak ass nigga. Do I need to stay inside this summer?
I think he's talking about a different type of freak, but I don't know. Play it safe and stay inside.
Hey, that's right.
Okay. He's saying the freaks gotta stay home. All right, it's getting crazy out here. But yeah, it did make me think about that. So then the comments back. Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh my God. How many of these are there? Jesus, 22.
They had something to say.
And Banger says, just want to say y'all get the best recast regardless of subject. Creasy says, man, serious question. Is Drake the Donald Trump of hip hop? I'm going to say no.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to say no.
Mm-mm.
But I do have to think about it. So it's closer than I want to admit, I guess. But I would say no. But I don't know. Just Joe says, "Bwahaha, my sides hurt from laughing all weekend. Kenny fried him up. Good gracious, I'm hella dead." Katie says, "Step this way, step that way. No, step this way." Oh, that was another thing too. They were saying, "Step this way." Is that R. Kelly?
You never
Freaky
know.
ass nigga.
Step in the name of love. That was his bop.
Step, no. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Right. Come on now.
He was calling him Weinstein and shit. Ty Flosion for the culture. Love this episode. Sid says, somebody please sample Bill Maher's house nigga joke, please. Kendrick won with Euphoria. This is desecration, reparations, son, but Drake been lost. Yeah. I guess that would have been good. I wish I would have remembered to use the I'm a house nigga thing, because that's definitely what it felt like.
That's part of that. I'm a house nigga.
It definitely felt like what Drake said when he called us freeing the slaves.
Oh no.
But man, Kendrick's way to take that and be like, homie still doubled down calling us some slaves. Magnifique. Sakina says, at this point, Kendrick could launch a whole tour just with these responses. Sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they've been showing videos. Last night, they showed LeBron and his wife partying to motherfucking Not Like Us.
Oh no.
And you know, Drake was tight with LeBron as far as like trying to cozy up. And so
it would not be surprising if a lot of them took heed to that and was like, oh no, y'all not gonna be clowning me.
Also, Drake is taking a lot of this stuff very personally. I saw where he unfollowed Elliott Wilson, one of the main people with Tidal and stuff. He unfollowed him, and Elliott Wilson has been almost nothing but kind in his interpretation of this shit, making it seem like it's just good for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They just battling. And he even posted an edit of 616 in LA that took out the verse about the daughter and was like, here's the no daughter version. And Top Dog, Kendrick's former like manager and shit, Top Dog replied back to him and said, why is that the only song you edited? Meaning, you ain't edit the wife abuse allegations out of Drake's song and post that. You ain't, so now you're trying to pick and choose some favorites to be like, hey, let's just take that whole daughter thing out. It's like, nah, leave everything up and don't. And Drake saw that and decided to unfollow the motherfucker that took out the daughter shit. Like, he's sensitive. He's sitting up in the motherfucking Instagram, sensitive as fuck right now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably listening to this. Hi, Aubrey. But yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like, you spiraling. Just let it go. It's over. But yeah,
as somebody who is kind of the king of marketing on social media, a lot of what he does and his tricks kind of got turned back on him, and he's not responding well, because a lot of times he's the king of clowning people, particularly on Instagram. Like, Instagram is his motherfucking bop. So he'll make Instagram videos, and he was doing that shit against Kendrick. but nobody cared. People go, nigga, rap. Nobody cares about this. Like, if you ain't rapping, we don't care. Because Kendrick is motherfucking rapping. You're going to have to get in that goddamn booth. And I think he was like, well, shit, I guess I'll get in the booth since my normal strategy happens not to be working. And I can't, quote unquote, win them over with these catchy shit with me going on stage randomly talking about it. That's not going to be sufficient this time. No, it is not. Because you're going at a rapping ass nigga.
Yeah, and this is after he's been in the booth. So he tried that already. And he's still on the internet hurting, you know. Bot still working. He still he posted some cryptic ass like clip from a Netflix show that we'll talk about, I'm sure, tomorrow. But just like, buddy, you're spiraling. Just turn off the internet. But yeah, Langston says this and BBL Drizzy been playing in my head nonstop. I love that y'all covering this beef. Hearing y'all break down the lyrics is a lot of fun. Yeah, that BBL Drizzy goes hard. The remix of it goes hard that Metro put out, and that of course that Merengue, LBBL, L Drake.
L Drake, BBL,
L Drake. J Damo says amazing recap and review. Random comment, just realized the episode transcript does not include nigga. Guess the software excludes epithets, as they should. Maybe they said, Kendrick said they can't say it. Blair says, Rye, who is that dude at the end of the Drake is a bitch, or tell us the best verse from this challenge? I can't find a good one, but that beat is hard. The dude at the end. I don't know. It was just a YouTube. I was just going randomly on YouTube clicking different people. Sorry. James says, thanks, y'all. This is the recap we all need. I even love the Supreme Dream hilarious video of this beef. Hashtag K-Dot for the win. Magnificent Breeze says, I'm in the kitchen stirring grits singing BBL Drizzy. Chaco Bean says, fun fact I found out, Kendrick said that A minor line in A minor. See, I've seen people say he didn't say it in A minor. So I don't know. I'll let the musicology people fight about that shit. Also, the A minor chord doesn't have any black keys. So Drake's song Teenage Fever starts with only A minor chords, a wordsmith. Epic rap battles of history, Charmaine says. Steven says OV hoop. OV ho. That's what. Okay, it auto-corrected. Lee says that song at the end killed me. You could come to the cookout, but you can't get a plate. My old ass would have never understood or heard all this. Thank you. I'm looking forward to Kendrick's diss album. Misha Boo says Metro Boomin is winning the battle. Ash K Wash says, I love when y'all break down beef lyrics. Rod bringing up the spirit of hip hop past the present. Karen bringing the real time reactions. Y'all make the chaos so fun. The Shady Dane says, I have expected you guys to temporarily change the weapon of the show to Kendrick, the way he has been letting the verbal chopper sing.
Kung Fu Kitty.
Alicia says, I'm so glad you broke down the lyrics. Rod, love Rod's nerdy ass dissection and translations and Karen's real time responses. Kenny, here, dog walking the boy. Roger PJ says, sorry, accidentally voted for BBL Drizzy. Hope I didn't mess up your research. Dr. Morrow. Oh, okay. So maybe that explains, because I did think he got more votes than he should have, but that takes away a large percentage of the 3% he got. Marvin says, thank you so much for these episodes. I'm loving this, like the recast of Walking Dead or House of the Dragon. I was thinking I needed a timeline playlist, and y'all came through. Y'all welcome. Glad y'all appreciated what Mandrake did on the website. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. We got 10 comments. It's the Drake down, but first I need to play some music so we can get paid again. Okay, let's play what's this one? Banger.
If you talk to the average teenager of today, you ask them what it is about music that they like, and the first thing they'll say is the beat, the beat, the beat, the beat, the beat, the beat.
All right, that was Psycho Music. $28.99 the Drake down, 10 comments. Shoe Booty says, shaking my head. Can't believe the man who dropped bars like this can't turn things around for himself. Come on now, Jimmy. And I guess she sent a link to a TikTok, which I have to put on the screen, or else I won't be able to hear it. So give me a second.
So why'd you have to go?
Oh, this is a old ass Drake video, I guess, from
Yeah,
back
because he
in the
used to be in
day.
a TV show, and I think
Yeah,
his
but this
character
is
name is Jimmy.
but yeah, I don't know if this. So this is from Degrassi.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay, because I thought he got, or maybe it's before he got shot in Degrassi. When then he became
Yeah, somebody
Wheelchair
said
Jimmy.
it is from Degrassi.
Okay, so I guess this is from Degrassi.
A homie is a player, that is all. So why'd you have to go and kick his ball? And Jane, ain't that your name? Cause you a player hater, and that's a shame. And chicks like you ain't worth too much. So shut up, girl, and make my lunch. Yeah!
Simpler times.
Still didn't like little girls. Shut
He
up,
was hating
girl,
women back
I'm
then.
saying, make my lunch. The fuck is this? What
Consistent.
You need to make your lunch.
Consistent. Miss Barnes says we needed our rap correspondent, rap scientist, Rodimus Prime to help us understand these rap beef streets. Thank you for the breakdown for us listeners. Pink Superhero says, count me as part of the old ass audience that is eating up this Kendrick Drake content. Can't wait for my child to try and explain it to me when I can reveal. I already know.
Hey, some of y'all are sucking y'all babies. Y'all be like, baby, I already know. You ain't telling me nothing I don't know. Hey.
Brooklyn Shoe Babe says, amen. I'm loving all this. I love this. I hope that y'all are able to talk to y'all family members, kids, and friends, and people that didn't think y'all would be in the loop and be in the loop on this one, because it's so fun to be in the loop.
Ain't it fun when you know?
Sasha Pierce says, can't believe someone thought you should stop covering the biggest pop culture, black culture news happening right now. I personally have been waiting for years for someone to say the unspoken truth about Drake. My problem has never really been his music. I've enjoyed a lot of it, but my issue has been how he just seems to move funny. Some stuff is just cringeworthy, as K-Dot said, and often it feels like he doesn't respect us or our culture. It's been icing on the cake that Kendrick was the one to take him down, since he happens to be my favorite rapper other than Beyonce. Drake is getting his comeuppance, especially since he has been sneak dissing and sniping Kendrick for years. But also, according to Marcellus Wiley, Drake came on his show back in 2014 and was explicitly talking trash about Kendrick all the way back then. Well, Marcellus Wiley ain't exactly the most reliable source, but I hear you. It's probably true. ESPN got it pulled because Drake was hosting the ESPYs that year. I mean, I think one of the biggest crux of this thing that has not been really talked about enough is this. Drake doesn't necessarily respect our culture because he didn't come up in it. I think he respects the power of it and likes it because he grew up liking it or because he saw that hustle. But what he does want and has always wanted is the respect of the people that people respect in the game.
Yes.
He wants Jay-Z to respect them. He wants Nas to respect them. And that's the one thing that and the reason he probably can never truly win a battle with Kendrick Lamar is because one of them wants the other's respect, which is Drake wants Kendrick's respect. It would mean a lot to Drake if Kendrick respected him. Mm-hmm. Kendrick has taken many shots over the years at Drake, and showing that he don't really respect that dude. Mm-mm. Period. He don't really, and this is the first time he just went ahead and put his name on it.
Right.
But if you've been paying attention, he's never shown any respect to Drake in that way. They did a fucking song together, and Kendrick still doesn't respect that man. So, and I think when you're a person like Drake who came into the game the way he did, that is a gaping insecurity you're always going to live with, which is, well, secretly they don't respect me. And so I think sometimes he almost proactively ruins these relationships and talks down on the people he used to cozy up to because he's a serial bridge burner, because they were never going to truly respect him as a peer anyway. So fuck it. I'm dissing you. That makes me look like the one that don't respect you. And I think that makes sense when you go through that second verse of Family Matters, and it's just nothing but people he swore he loved and idolized and adored. And now he's like, I hate their fucking guts and they suck. And here's what's funny about how they all fucking suck. It's like, that says a lot about you, my man. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, I don't think Kendrick cares if Drake respects him or not, because he just doesn't respect Drake. But most importantly, Kendrick put this music out with with the attitude that made me feel like you will respect me. And that's not a question. I'm not asking.
Not asking.
Like when you said shit in your interviews, I didn't walk away with my feelings hurt. When I put out Control Verse, you're doing interviews about how your feelings being hurt. Yeah, dog, it ain't about that for me. I don't respect you, so my feelings can't be hurt by that. Ryder Can, I'm not sure if you played on the show, but these seem interesting. See the link at 12:09 at 14:10. The real reason Kendrick destroyed Drake. Oh, Marcellus Wiley. I'm gonna skip it. So this man comes at one of the most lethal lyricists ever over and over for God knows how long and expects to not get bodied to hubris. Anyone who is surprised by the savagery of Meet the Grams must not have listened to either listen to or forgotten XXX Untitled 5, which is dark as hell, and the other songs from Kendrick catalog where he's already shown us that he's crazy and willing to go there if you test him. Ugh, this has been so good. I agree. Ramsey D. Jenkins said, I'm so glad Roderick Morrow is doing the Lord's work recapping 2024 rap beef battle. Listen, y'all, people need it.
Not your whole government.
I saw motherfucking JL Covan tweeting out, a joke.
JL.
Yeah. You don't even know what I'm about to say. He's just like, JL's name?
Yes. I'm about to say JL came out.
Well, he tweeted out that, and I see why he said that. He tweeted out like a meme of a actor in a role that was like showing how he was breaking something down on the chalkboard or like, look at this formula or whatever. And saying that was me this week explaining the beef. And I'm like, you're welcome, because you of all people definitely need it.
Because I'm about to say, this sounds like something JL would skip.
Nah, he definitely need this. Look, okay, I don't want to out his nephew, but his nephew is a huge Drake fan. He's definitely taking this one on the chin. Like, he needs somebody to be there for him and teach him integrity and to teach him that what it looks like when you don't have any integrity. And listen, you can say whatever you want to about JL, but he's the integrity god, okay? He's the integrity king. He's Mr. I'll never get my shot because if we were in a movie, he would be the golfer in Tin Cup that's just refusing to fucking lay up, and I'd be like, hey man, maybe not to be a magical Negro and bag advance this shit, but maybe we don't try to knock it over the water hazard and we just take the win. And he'd be like, fuck no. I'm gonna hit it as hard as I can, and if as hard as I can is right into the motherfucking water, then that's what the fuck we finna do.
Yep, over and over again. And you don't tell me what to do. I burn this bitch down. You don't burn it down.
So
that's JL's motto.
So I'm hoping at best this is a teachable moment. And how you gonna teach him if you don't know what the fuck is happening? Because you know you ain't listening to none of this music. You needed me on that wall. You needed somebody to teach you so you could go to your nephew and be like, this is why you can't be fucking with niggas like Drake. But let's say that doesn't work. Let's say he don't have the heart to try to help his nephew. I've been there. We all get compromised by our little kids and stuff. We'd be like, I don't want to tell him how the world really works. He's so young. Okay, fine. You can also tell him, I am a biracial international man who doesn't say the N-word, but once did blackface. And he'll respect you because you remind him so much of his hero Drake. Either way, you won because I explained it to you. You're fucking welcome. EVE, Rain on Your Parade is JL's podcast.
For the best.
He should get something out of this.
Yes.
Something out of this other than me talking shit. It's really not fair. I'm not Kendrick Lamar on JL. Okay, actually, listen, everything with me is blessed. Okay, just keep making your podcast and I'll wave my hand and it won't be no threats, JL. He says, I don't understand why someone wouldn't want you to cover one of the biggest black. Oh, wait, I said that already. Oh, no. This is a different person.
Yeah, different person.
One of the biggest black cultural moments since Fade in the Water. I'm having a great time with all the music coming from this and the TikToks. Yes, this is a huge moment.
I've been having about and this is on topic, but not to get off topic. This week productivity has been 10% at best all week long. Child, I've been watching people's response and reactions and videos to Drake's Mustard on the Beat Hole. And I have been having I was just as bad as I was when the Black Panther came out. When Black Panther came out and Angela Bassett, child, I spent hours in YouTube watching people go through the emotional roller coaster. And this is what it was. I just watched people for hours and hours and hours and hours on end, watching them go through the emotional roller coaster, watching TikToks, watching YouTube, watching them stitch shit together. I was having a motherfucking ball all week long.
The sketches, the jokes, the influencers, everything has been so great. It's been so great.
It's been so fun.
Yeah, I can't imagine somebody wanted us to tap out of this. That's crazy. And they never wrote back to apologize for being wrong, because they were definitely wrong. We got way more views out of this than we would have just if we were pretending it didn't happen.
Right.
I haven't seen anyone take as many L's in so many different ways than Aubrey has. That Metro BBL beat is everywhere. I've never seen a distrumental before. I've seen people do interpretive dances to it, all kinds of instruments in different languages.
Somebody do a steel drum, child. They is having too much fun.
And music styles, and even big brand names are using the beat to advertise. I actually saw Oscar Mayer put out a post that said BBL Glizzy.
Oh no!
Talk about they hot dogs, the only beef they want to eat.
You know what? Smart marketing.
Even the Duolingo account was twerking to it. Someone need to go check on that man, because he can't be well right now. She also said the last rap from Aubrey kind of reminds me of Nicki's Bigfoot, where at the end they both talk because both know they got wiped and it's no longer fun for them. So they're taking their ball and going home. I'm sure he will be fine when it's all said and done. There's a huge dent in his armor now. Abia says how good that is documented here that I never liked Drake music. Chubb Zero says, Rod, I'm soon to be a 54-year-old black man. I can remember rap beef from the 80s, such as The Roxannes and MC Shan versus BDP, Tupac versus Big, Jay and Nas. But I would have to say this Kendrick Drake beef may possibly go down as the best ever. Your breakdowns of all the songs have been stellar. They have been better than all the other podcasts. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Because I don't blame them, because they ain't got the time. I made the time.
Right.
Ain't no reason for that episode to be 3 hours. I was almost missing the gym because I love this shit so much, man. It's such a big moment for me, and I'm glad that y'all got to enjoy that type of my nerdom. Your breakdowns are something stellar. I would know because I tried to listen to all of them. The only one that was remotely close to yours is Joe Budden. I never listened to their podcast, but he had a 4-hour show where he broke down all the songs. I fucked around and listened to every second of that. Yeah, I saw people sharing those clips. I don't know why there's 17 people on the podcast all of a sudden. Has that always been a thing? I thought it was just like him and one or two dudes.
I don't know. All I seen of that was Joe Budden them getting a party, and that's all I seen of any of that.
And they got the one dude. Forgive me because I don't be knowing none of these niggas' names. I want to say Ish. The one dude that's like firmly in Drake's camp, and honestly, that clip was hilarious because Joe and everybody else got up and did like a really bad version of a crip walk.
Everybody was two-stepping. It was hilarious.
They was trying to crip walk, and it was not working. But the one dude sat on the couch because he was like the one that was like, "Nah, Drake winning," and so that was hilarious. Just the fact that he was so salty, and everyone else was dancing to "Not Like Us."
They were partying. That's the only clip I seen, which was fucking hilarious.
The way Kendrick dropped those songs last week, people are going to remember where they were when they first heard them. I know I will. All right, y'all have a good day. In the BBL Drizzy, we don't want to hear you say nigga no more. You know what's funny about that, Chubb Zero, is the so many people were asleep, because if you our age, you should have been asleep.
Yeah,
Karen was asleep. So many people were asleep at that time. I just happened to be up, and you can, because I'm listening to podcasts talk about it too, and I love it too. But you could tell the ones who weren't up because they keep saying stuff like, "Oh, Drake dropped his track," and then like I don't know, like 20 minutes, an hour later, the next. And I'm just like, no, nigga.
Because they didn't see it.
They weren't awake. I was awake.
Yeah, they didn't do it.
I'm like, I don't think y'all understand the ramifications, because every second matters. It was different than what y'all said. No, it wasn't 20 minutes. It wasn't 30 minutes. It wasn't an hour. Don't get this wrong. It was 6 minutes. The song Drake dropped is 6 minutes long. Literally, I hit play again on Drake's song, and the alert for the Kendrick shit was like, the Kendrick shit dropped. What the fuck? If you weren't up for that, it changes everything. If you was up, it's like, there's no way I can say this man won. It's no way. Like this, if this was back in the day, I think Drake might have actually had a better chance, because like back in the day, you would have to release it on Clue, would have to drop a mixtape. Somebody, you had to get in the studio, put it on the radio. This shit being like the next song up on YouTube just destroyed everything.
Yeah, and also as somebody that was watching a lot of the YouTube content creators, particularly the ones where they go music, all our videos, music is our lane. Child, them niggas was tired. They, they was like, okay, we just put out one, and then 6 minutes later, and then this the last one. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. We in the same clothes for all 3 videos. they had to apologize, but they was like, we don't know what to tell you. We ain't changed clothes. Like, yeah, they was like, stop. Y'all gonna get whatever this is, because we just tired. They were beating them up.
Yeah, I think also, I know I was tired all weekend, and it took me a few days to get my sleep cycle back. We were also tired because we didn't know when he was gonna drop again.
Yeah.
Because once you do some shit like that, I'm like, well, I can't sleep. As soon as I close my eyes, here come a new track, So yeah, but I've been seeing people share some of the some of the recaps and stuff with some of the podcasts. I'm not gonna front. If I don't listen to your podcast for whatever reason already, I didn't even watch. So like, I didn't see the Button joint. If Breakfast Club did it, I didn't see it. It's just certain people. I'm like, I feel like this is how they get people, is you start watching because of this, and then you gotta check out the next thing and the next thing, and then the next thing you listen to that show, and I'm not, if y'all listen to it, I'm not telling y'all not to. Mm-hmm. But just, I personally don't listen to them shows.
Putting stuff out there for content. Yes.
Yeah, I personally don't listen to them shows, so I just went ahead and I said, okay, cool. I see if I see a clip or something, maybe I'll click it, maybe I won't. If it's funny or something. But yeah, I'm not. I'm here for gonna fall down the rabbit hole. All right, we got a lot of comments on this one too on YouTube.
Okay,
33 comments. That's our most comments ever. Ooh. Take that, man, Drake.
Y'all breaking our personal records.
Nick Red says in the future it's gonna be like 2024. What side were you on, Trump or Biden, or Drake and Kendrick? And maybe Man or Bear. I skipped that whole thing. I'm not talking about that on the show. Been minding my business on the last one, but it seems pretty big on TikTok. Yeah, I get the gist of it. Something like they ask women, if you're walking out in the woods by yourself, what's scarier, to see a man or a bear? That's women's business. Good luck, everybody. I don't care. I'm gonna be frank. When I'm walking down the path by myself and I see a woman or a human or whatever the fuck is happening, I'll give them the same look and keep walking. Okay. I seen a big ass snake the other day.
I gave it a head nod and kept it trucking.
It's just, it ain't about all that for me. And that hypothetical, whatever answer you give, that's your answer, and good luck. I hope you don't run across whatever you're afraid of. I hope you don't run across it in the woods. That's all. If it's a bear, I hope you don't have to worry about it. If it's a man, I understand. I hope you don't have to worry about that. I'm minding my business. Wangangi says, who got braids? Me / now locks, in reference to pickup names. Oh, like who's checking the guy with the braids? Got it. Law Striker says, Rod and Karen, I think Drake had a pretty good run in his career, but a lot of people are burnt out on him. Makes it easier for the culture to side with Kendrick, who only drops once in a while. Could be it, but if Drake was winning this battle, I think we'd be saying the opposite, right? Like, it's easier to side with the guy that keeps dropping albums, and Kendrick only comes around once in a while, so Drake had the advantage. It just really depends on how it worked out. Me, Myself, and Life says, one issue I have with Drake's "your son is some other man's son" argument is that it seems silly. If that's not Kendrick's biological son, he still claims him as his own. So how in the world does that make Kendrick look bad? It makes Drake look worse in my book because he had a biological son he was running around not claiming until someone forced him to. Him thinking that's some kind of diss just makes me think of the whole Future / Russell Wilson discourse. Well, as I said earlier, Drake is, and this is something I think a lot of people miss too. Drake has always been rapping to his audience.
Yes.
He's always been rapping to his audience, and his audience would think that was cool. Like, he's raising a son that's not even his. Ha 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 ha. What a fucking loser. You know what I mean? Because they're like, raising a child, who wants to do that? Yeah. So to them, you know, whereas Kendrick is kind of rapping not just to his audience, but to what he considers to be like the moral mass of Black Americans. So he's like, hey, you don't even gotta like my music, but this nigga's a bitch ass nigga that don't raise his kids. Are we okay with that?
Right.
Like, this, the fact that when Kendrick says he's gonna bleed this man, and the first thing he does is the sexy red line, which is amazing. But the next thing he does is about raising his son. Like, when you like, I haven't gone in on him yet, but I'm about to go in on him. You're a bad dad. Like, damn.
Tell us how you really feel, K-Dot.
It wasn't, I'm gonna kill you. You better watch out before you get shot. It was, I'll be raising my kid to pray and to consider what God would want him to do with his life. Hey, you don't even raise your fucking kid. You definitely don't do it right. But yeah, Earl says, I'm upset we won't get another 5, right? It seems like it's over now. Which if he had 5 more, I want him. I'm sorry. I know y'all done. I know everybody's so over it. Nigga, if Kendrick dropped 5 more, I'll be making 5 more podcasts breaking down lyrics.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And then somebody was talking about there was a joke about Kendrick taking a year off, coming back, and then he just dropping the rest. When Drake come back, Kendrick dropped the rest. Like, when he come back, go, no, bitch, you thought I'm not over this.
Yeah, that's what's funny is people said Drake should take a year off and come back, and I'm like, or Kendrick's waiting on him at the pass. I mean, we don't know.
Kendrick's like, I ain't got nothing but time.
Right. We don't know. All right. Diaz says this has been good. Love the breakdowns. KT says, hey, piano player here. B sharp doesn't exist. LOL. I'm sure it exists on other instruments, but the keyboard is so integral in the history of rap. It's not commonly used.
Yeah, it does in other instruments.
J2 Todd says, great show. Villain Lars says, I used to always listen on Spotify. The YouTube is way better. Glad you enjoy it. Loveland says, excellent breakdown. Goodwill Blurden says, this is a cultural moment, historic even. I wish weirdos stop trying to tell y'all how to do y'all show. Love the commentary. Thank you. It's just one weirdo.
Thank you.
J Full says, really appreciate the breakdown. Now I'm all caught up. You welcome, buddy. Michael says, the breakdown of the beef was brilliant. Your analysis captivating as hell. Thank you. I listen often. Loved you both on the Karen Hunter show.
Yay.
Thank you. Kiab says, one of the best breakdowns I've heard. Rod, you was in your bag, big dog. Bravo. Thank you. Gina says, I have so enjoyed hearing y'all's annotated breakdown of lyrics in the context. These have been amazing. Kendrick is Oppenheimer delivering lyrical nuclear strikes. Kenny has become Death, the destroyer of Drake's world. Whole parts of the hip-hop map are no longer available to Drake. How can folks work with him after this? I haven't been able to get the BBL Drizzy tune out of my head either.
That's a bop. Like, I know I'm like everybody else. I've been just singing BBL Drizzy. I just L Drake, BBL. I've been just, mustard on the beat hoe for just no reason. Just consistently just quoting lyrics and just having a good time.
Me too. And I've been rapping it around the house and stuff, and Karen's been accusing me of talking shit about her under my breath.
I'm sorry. I guess my inner Drake came out.
Yeah, I don't know why she's so insecure about this.
Like, you talk about me. He was like, I'm not.
She stopped me like several different times one night. I was going to cook her dinner, and I was just, in my mind or whatever, like kind of rapping the lyrics. I didn't want to be disturbing and she was like, what you always talking about me? You talking under your breath. And I was like, and I just started rapping the lyrics out loud.
I apologize about that.
I'm like, stab this way. Are you locked in?
Damn, Drake, calm down over there. Sensitive ass.
Not Like Us is a perfect song. Wrap up the message, fun to listen to, a step simple and effective. Heather says, love, it was a, I guess, I don't know what this emoji, like a white flag. YouTube brought the fun and the laughter. Thank you. That's what also I hope. I hope people got the joy out of our conversation, because it wasn't just, some people took it real serious and broke down every line and all this conspiratorial, like, this happened because and I'm like, that's cool, but we gotta also have fun. This is funny, and that's why I also wanted to make sure that Drake got his props, because like I said, he put up some good numbers, right? Like, he had some good ass jokes.
He was out here with them triple doubles.
I mean, it's just hey, everything look like a phantom till it pull up. You know what I'm saying?
To a real one pull up, you know, goddamn, this ain't that Chrysler, it ain't a phantom.
Yeah, his shit was looking real phantom-y, but nah. Educate the Freer says, Vlad is the perfect They Not Like Us. Yep. My mom says, awesome breakdown. Lavetta says, excellent show. Tony Girl says, so proud of you all. Tipsy with Fee said, Fee says, wop 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 wop. Love the breakdown of the beef. Appreciate y'all making this so fun. And Lakita says, don't fuck them up. Dot fuck them up. Wop 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 wop. I'm gonna do my stuff.
Wop 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 wop.
Christina says, y'all always had a absolute greatest commentary on these moments for the culture. Listen to your episode of Battle at the Montgomery Riverboat dock countless times, and that's the one motherfucking YouTube took down, y'all. Ain't that some shit? Our shit was so good. You can listen to it, of course, on Spotify and website, but the video of it, YouTube took the shit down. Piece of shit.
Even though, even to today, you can go and find the original video. Like,
crazy.
I do not understand.
What are the rules?
Right. That's why I'm like, YouTube.
Drazzy says it's a small line, but that go the audience not dumb is another Bay Area reference. E40 tell me when to go in that Oakland verse. Man is a genius. I didn't even catch that he said go. I knew he said Drake, the audience is not slow or something like that. Actually, I think he said not slow. I think you might got that one wrong. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll go ahead and look it up for you. But I think he said, hey, Drake, they're not slow. But let me see. Maybe I could have easily have missed this.
I thought he said slow too.
Instead of dumb. Even though I know that go dumb is one of the things. Let's see. I think he said tell the story how you want. Hey, Drake, they're not slow. Let me just make sure I'm looking it up. I'm just reading these lyrics, laughing, scrolling. Ain't that something? B-Rad stands for bitch, and you Malibu's most wanted. What OVO for? The other vaginal option? Pussy.
And on YouTube, I don't remember if I said this. We seen that clip. The people at the Genius that be like doing the stuff, and the dude was at Genius and he was on the phone with his wife. He's like, yeah, I'm about to wrap up. We almost finished. I'm about to wrap up. Yeah, I know I've been gone. Blah 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 blah. And all of a sudden his manager walk in like, yeah, you almost finished with the songs. He was like, yeah, and all of a sudden he get a call and the manager's like, what? Say what? Yeah, he gonna get right on. And the dude that was like doing the translation looked at him like, word. He was like, I'm sorry, dog. Like, yeah, I know it's another song you got to put the lyrics out there on. Sorry, no break for you.
So you're right. Who wrote it? I want to give you your props, fam. Drazzy NX is absolutely right. I missed it. It's what is the owl? Bird niggas and bird bitches. Go. The audience not dumb. So yeah, that go dumb. Tell me when that go. So that could definitely be it. Listen. I'll never put it past Kendrick to put some shit in here. That's another reason that Drake kind of got fucked up, because we'll look into Kendrick shit and find every 17 meanings. We won't do that for Drake because we know he ain't never been the type to have that many meanings.
Oh no.
This is the most sleep P. Diddy has gotten in weeks, says Mr. DJ.
Sleeping good, ain't it?
I'm still talking about you are hiding the children, laughing at Lakita says. Kentucky in here says Tales from Purgatory. We been Team K Dot round here. The clubs bumped Not Like Us all weekend long, and it was Derby weekend, so there was so many parties going on all over the bluegrass. And yes, a few of us did the sea walk with our blue University of Kentucky gear. LOL, but listening to your pod for a while, I had no idea you guys were on YouTube. Welcome to the algorithm. Also, did you know that Kendrick lifted the copyright strikes for all the reactors? No Life Shack did an entire video thanking K-Dot for that. He said that even the small reactors will be able to benefit from that. Another win for K-Dot. Anyway, love your show. Subscribe. Edit had to add, just got to the part where you talked about Kendrick removing the copyright strikes. How amazing is that? Thank you.
And I read an article that was saying, or saw an article that was saying that with him doing that, some of the content creators was like, hey dog, like I'm getting life-changing money for him lifting this. Like all of a sudden, YouTubers have to pay out a lot of money because some of these videos I was watching got millions of views and hundreds of thousands of views, which for a lot of them is a lot of money.
Meanwhile, Drake was still copywriting strike shit and shutting people shit down.
Right.
Interesting. It's almost like he didn't want people to talk about it. The poll was that Drake waving the white flag, yes or no?
Yes.
That last song, The Hard Part 6. And 90% of y'all say yes, 10% say no. So maybe y'all expecting another song, or maybe you think he really believes he won.
I was on the podcast with Roger and I said he was waving the red flag, and Roger said, you meant white flag. And I thought red flag because I was like, well, shit, all the blood, it might as well have been a red flag.
The poll on Spotify is similar, 85% yes, 15% no. And then the Q&A was, Kendrick, please give us a few days off. I need to sleep. Yeah, and he did. Shout out to Kendrick, man. He ain't dropped nothing since They Not Like Us, and honestly, I don't feel like he's needed to. Will I take it? Yes, but I was tired. Katie says the end of Drake's song sound like the movie credits playing out the end of a tragic film. Sid says, do white people know how to throw in the towel? The Blackout Tips is the recap to listen to a writer, rapper, Libra, and the only Karen we acknowledge who do be knowing. This is for the culture. We love it. Thank you, Sid. Miss Barnes says they call him Kung Fu Kenny for reasons. Kiana says, nope, I was hoping for a Sunday sermon personally, and Rod read that hater. I love it. This is for the culture and all of us 45 and over who still love hip-hop and getting our entire lives. Thank you. Two things, says Key Taylor. If Drake wrote this himself, I think he did, he directly bit Kendrick. Kendrick said he was spiraling in euphoria, and Kendrick said this was supposed to be an exhibition. Drake said exercise. Yeah, I noticed that too. He's like, the Pulitzer Prize winner that we all know is spiraling. I think he thought it was being clever to be like, I'm calling back to when Drake said I was spiraling as the child actor, the famous actor. Bro, it's not clever. It's at this point you just look outclassed and weak. And the fact that within your rap you didn't understand his own fucking song Mother I Sober that you reference is just unforgivably stupid. You're just not detail oriented, and this of all times was the time that you got to be detail oriented. This man's trying to take your fucking head off, and you out here not even understand. Like it's just like you needed to say something. It's sad. It's sad, really, the way he went out. He went out sad. Adibola says Drake had a lot about Kendrick not planting money trees where he's from. I wonder if that's another reason KL took down the copyright. Also, because people can post it freely, with further hurts Drake. I think it's the latter. Honestly, I think Kendrick was being a petty king. He said, "Okay, everyone can talk about this."
Yeah, and what was it, that Chinese restaurant up in
Bangkok King or something like
that? They making a killing. They even got a thing called, he said,
things we will definitely be covering tomorrow.
Okay, yes, I can't wait to cover that. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm saving some of this. That's why I'm not doing a lot of updates on this episode.
Okay,
because stuff is still happening. But my mom's gonna be here tomorrow for Mother's Day, and she's been loving our breakdowns, so it's been a treat for her. So I'm sure we're gonna enjoy talking about this tomorrow and probably play some videos and all that stuff that we've been sharing, some of the memes. So
it's so much fun.
Yep. Nichelle says it's been a whole day and no new tracks. However, the think pieces are becoming stink pieces. Girl, I ain't reading all that. Sorry that happened to you, or happy for you, but I ain't reading all that. Lee says, hell no, go ahead and drop the whole album, K-Dot. He already threw up the white flag. Go ahead and Mortal Kombat finish him. Ms. Magnificent Breeze says the creepy thing about him in 11 is when asked, she said they text what they text about her, and she said, oh, so I guess someone asked her what her and Drake text about, and she said, boys, not work. Ugh, I didn't even know that. And it feeds K-Dot's nature because Drake is a bitch. Well, yeah, I agree. DJ Freedom says at this point, these dudes might as well be on the phone arguing, shaking my head, but I do love mess. Well, DJ Freedom, I'm glad they arguing loud on the phone in public. Dad says, Meet the Grams was an A24 horror movie, intense, incredible, but hard to get through. No one else needs to drop another track, Doc one. Well, once that motherfucking Not Like Us dropped, I gotta say, glad you were wrong. DJ Zenway says maybe Mandrake doesn't understand that Kendrick Drake is a sellout versus sell up ascension. Okay, I see you getting your hotel wordplay bag. My 5%er brother. Drake had the only sane thought when faced with thousands of bars that were meant to crush him. Kendrick was right. Thank you both for the beef recaps. Great show as always, says Jeremy. Byron says, keep raining brimstone and fire. Garlic Jr. says, every time they drop a new chapter to this book, I love it. But also, I work at the stadium in Oakland, so I'm going to need these niggas to calm down. Keisha says, please, Kate, I'm old now. Let me sleep. Alicia says, hope I don't get bandwagoner when I say I never really liked Drake or Bieber, The Weeknd, or Tory. They not like us. Canada can keep them all. Celine, love her, is the one that got some sense. There's got to be some other people from Canada that's cool, right? I hear y'all, but
I'm pretty sure there is.
Mish Boo says, nah, white boy don't have the good sense God gave a frog to wave that flag. All right, and the last episode is But God. We'll get to that in a second. I gotta play a beat and we'll come back.
System of reflection were very unusual, young man. Watch me do.
All right, final episode of the week, 2900. But God, six comments. Arctic Chick says, I want to try leaving comments more often, but because I'm tired of saying my thoughts aloud to myself, like I can hear y'all.
I do that too.
Regarding the principal who was framed, is it morally wrong that I would like y'all to add the soundbite of I'm gonna drag his black ass out of here to the rotation? No, that could be arranged. I know it's wrong, but the statement would be useful in so many instances. On the New York City underpaid workers, is there any real legislation to protect POC and other marginalized people? Or are we still working on the honor system? If companies and government agencies get any kind of incentives for diversity hires, they should be forced to keep the pay fair. Of course, even these protections are in danger with conservative politicians running them up.
Yes, that's why voting fucking matters.
Also, I had so much fun listening to the updates of the Kendrick Drake beef. I stopped listening to Drake's responses because I knew I could get the Cliff Notes from the Blackout Tips. Thanks.
Come on through, Cliff Notes.
Lastly, I always wondered this, but I'm not on Spotify often. Do y'all have a playlist of all the jingles for the show segments? They really are some bops that stick in my head. Nah, I have to have them on my hard drive because there's stuff that creators have sent us, and so I can't be uploading that shit to Spotify and shit. That's not my work. As always, love the show. The premium plan is a worthwhile investment every year. Now, I do shout out the creators because some of them have Spotify, like Felt 5, Infrared Crypto, and stuff.
Yeah, they have their own pages.
So, as always, go follow them because
they're great artists.
Some of that music is on there under their names.
Yes.
But not all of it. So, I can't, DJ Jaffa, I don't think has his music up there. So, you're only going to hear it here. Brooklyn Shoebay says, I don't have a lot to say, but I just want to say thank you for your continued Kendrick versus Drake coverage. Shoe Booty says, same. I'm having a great time with this. The real rap beef was the friends we made along the way. Isn't that true? Himdale says, on behalf of my client here known as C.R. Snakel Samuelson, I must ask that you, Mr. Morrow, remove all mentions, photo, video, posts, and or threads whereby Mr. Morrow disclosed my client's location, genus, and species to individual entities on Al Gore's internet. My clients was minding her own business Sunday on a leisurely day and did not expect that peace to be disrupted by Mr. Morrow, whose photos and posts left my client in deep distress. And wait till I put that snake's Ozempic prescription on the internet.
Right.
My client CRS would request compensation of Mr. Morrow in the figure of 12 white mice, 3 brown mice, and 1 northern cricket frog. We expect an expeditious and immediate response within 5 to 7 business days. Trust me, that snake was eating just fine. It don't need nothing else. That snake was big as shit. EVE says 2024 indeed seems to be the year of chickens coming home to roost. These recasts this week have been so entertaining. And Abia says, I would also give the worst rating to the guy who framed the principle for the racism with AI. He just gave all future races a great excuse. It wasn't me, it was AI. That's facts. And it grew up and it looked up how they both looked. The principal looked suspicious going by looks only. He seems extremely white, also on the inside.
That's hilarious.
And the former athletic director looks like a cool guy. Hearing about it for the first time, I would absolutely believe the principal was guilty. Yeah, well, it's America, so it ain't hard to believe the principal was guilty of racism.
Right.
Let's see YouTube comments, but God, we got 8 comments. The beef is like Bert says, the beef is like middle school mean girls who are obsessed with each other that it makes both of them look corny. Also, if they're truly fighting over the same lane, I might find it relevant. If Cole called Kendrick fake, I'd raise an eyebrow. Or if some aspiring pop rapper said, I'm the next Drake, fell off, I'd be curious. As this whole beef is so late in their career arcs, if they really disliked each other that much, this would have happened years ago. This feels old and irrelevant, like Cat Slater's jokes. It's amazing to me that everybody's so obsessed and impressed, but hey, I'm over 50 years old, so maybe I'm just aging poorly. Well, it's not just that. I had given you a thumbs up. I had to give a thumbs down this comment now because it's fucking stupid. But the fact that I don't recall you ever responding to any other episode we've ever done. This is the first time I ever seen you comment on our page. Where was all this for any comment, anything else? You see what I'm saying? This post was made 2 hours ago, this comment. Hey, dog, you care. I hate to be the one to tell you some news flash to yourself.
You do care, because if you didn't care, you wouldn't leave a post. And we have spent 2 hours talking and an hour and a half of some change talking, and it's a lot of people that's like 50 and 60. It's like, hey, this matters to me and it means something to me.
Yeah, let's look at our views from I don't know, random episode 3 weeks ago. Betty Cracker Scholarship, 158 views. All right. Not bad. That's cool. Let's see. Drake Not Like Us, 1,200 views. The Drake Down, 729 views. Kendrick Hates Drake, 1,000 views. I'm going to go on a limb and say you're full of shit. And yes, motherfuckers do care. And not only do motherfuckers care, you one of the motherfuckers because you left a comment and you don't normally leave comments. So welcome to the club. Welcome to being a fan of the Kendrick and Drake beef. You're welcome. Miss T840 says, hey, I'm back for some more rap beef tea. Sorry I missed y'all live. Y'all have reinvigorated my love for hip-hop lyricism. I haven't been this analytical lyrics since New York State of Mind. That's my banter, LOL. Checking out Absol and Daylight. Still feeding for more good lyrical miracles. Any thoughts on those 2 artists? I love Absol. And let me look up my favorite album of his before I tell you, because I feel like I fell off of Absol a little bit because I felt like he kind of Control System was the one for me. That's from 2012 though, but I have to go check out some of his newer stuff because I fell off. But Control System, oh my god. And Daylight, I haven't really gotten that far into, but I listen to a lot of lyrical ass niggas, so I can name a lot of them. I just Daylight I had to check out. I just heard them 5 minutes ago and I went, who? In my best Karen voice.
Come on, see, I ain't the only one to be lost out there.
Thank you for all the explanations, y'all. You know your audience laughed my ass off. Y'all cheesing me, fam. By the way, happy 2900. Thank you. Educate the Freer says, who's the Drake fan who's going to say why Kendrick didn't promote a Black American restaurant? I'm waiting on it. I know it's coming. Well, they can't say shit. Drake don't promote Black American anything. Shix B says, you got to look up the pictures that they have from the benefit they did for Sinbad. I saw a picture of Cat Williams and Lunel, and he was wearing something like baggy wrestling mask. I didn't know what it was at that moment and looked into it. They had a benefit for Sinbad's medical trust, and everyone was there. Most of the folks that Cat talks trash about, I haven't found where he is in any of the large group photos. Oh, I ain't even really been studying the Cat Williams beef shit no more. Ari says, I normally listen to on my podcast app, and I'm back to that post beef, but trying to keep engagement boosted for folks that I follow through. So I want to like and comment. I also agreed on Cat Williams, said almost the exact same thing to my friends after I made it through the special. And Heather says, agreed on Cat, and yes, my vote is against Project 2025 and all of the GOP culture war bullshit. Yeah, exactly. All right, poll, should throwing church's chicken at someone be a felony? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. 57% of the audience agrees with Karen. 42% say no.
Yeah, you attacking people, taking people out. You might as well throw a brick at people.
And I know I was tired this week because this is the second poll I did this where I left an extra option on the Spotify but forgot to put it on the website. So the options are, should throwing church's chicken at someone be a felony? Yes, no, or I'm not familiar with it. Yes, 38%. No, 45%. And I'm not familiar with it, 17%. So 17% of y'all have not seen that huge ass chicken.
Yeah, you don't have churches around you, right?
The Q&A, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. That pastor next week, probably. Ernest says, especially if those weapons are formed on the way to the airport before your flight to Houston.
Oh no.
Keisha says, chickens are dying every day, people.
Right.
Raphael says that pastor gonna have a sermon about how he could have saved Genosha and Drake next week.
Come on, Genosha.
I'm still mad for watching Cat live on Netflix. Time wasted. I prefer Illuminati if that is what he got left. Steven says, shooter should have used a piece of chicken. Andre says, oh my God, I'm not voting for Joe B. He has done nothing for black. Okay. It doesn't help that you have horrible spelling and typing. I'm not saying you're stupid, but to write our podcast and say something stupid and then follow it up with some of the worst punctuation I've ever seen in my life is not helpful to you. So I'm gonna have to delete this response. We're not doing that.
Okay.
DJ Zenway says, Pastor, next week we'll have someone throw some church's chicken at him. Ladies and players presenting or undisputed heavyweight champion of hip hop K-Dot. Drake want to get rid of Compton College t-shirt now. Yeah, I'll doubt he'd be wearing that for a while. Lenny says, the Lord told me to tell you to look to your neighbor and say, but God won't let that chopper spray. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. God won't let that chopper spray. It's good. All right. And all the time. Now, all right. Let's get to the voicemails. We got a lot of people left voicemails, like 7 of these joints. Some of y'all, of course, left multiple voicemails because y'all can't help yourselves. Y'all really can't.
Y'all know that white woman gonna kick you off. We done told you that. She don't be playing.
And I need to pee too. So
go ahead. You can pause.
I'll play some music. I'll play a beat. How long is this beat? Make sure I got time. Okay, yeah, I'll be back for this. Karen, do you want to talk to him about something while I go pee, or you just want to listen to the beat?
I listen to the beat.
All right.
This do sound like some like BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. Yes. Yes. That Kendrick. BBL, BBL, Kendrick. BBL, BBL, OBO, OBO.
All right. Sorry, it took me a little longer than I thought because I had to imagine Drake's leg. All right, guys, let's get to the voicemails.
First, love the show. I'm listening to the feedback show right now. And I just, firstly, I'm one of those fickle Drake stats all day for many years. I've been telling everybody Drake is done. Kendrick has ended him on Euphoria, in my opinion. And then Meet the Grahams. I'm just like, nah, Drake, stop. Nah, just stop it, my guy. And then you obviously listen to the new one that dropped today, this Saturday. Like Drake just needs to bow out. Like Drake needs to bow out. But you just said something explain for right now on the feedback episode about Drake was one who really started the personal disses. Because like that was straight bars, straight lyrical, straight like, yo, we're keeping it in the booth, you know, we're not bringing in fam. That was a like that feature. And then Drake came back and he said what he said about Whitney. And I'm like, Drizzy, I don't know why you do that. And you saw the response on Euphoria. Went straight at this guy. Kendrick even said it on, I think it was Meet the Grahams, like you said, you're the one who started this nonsense with bringing a family to you gotta speak on good, decent people like that. So, and a lot of people are denying that, so I'm glad you said it, I knew I wasn't crazy, that Drizzy was the one who started this nonsense, and now Kendrick got to start him tragically, like.
He got cut off, but he called back.
Yeah, you might have to recap because they said it's low.
Oh, yeah, it is low. He basically just pointed out that Drake got personal first. Because Drake was the one that said, so first on like that, Kendrick kept it all to rap. It's not big three, it's just being me. I'm the best. Then Drake in his response said, I be with some bodyguards like Whitney, implying that Kendrick's wife is fucking the bodyguards or some sort of your wife is cheating on you shit. And so then in the next song, that was when Kendrick dropped Euphoria and was like, we can keep this a friendly fade, but yeah, you brought up my wife, I'm gonna bring up you a bad father. And don't, already and predicted how you would say you're gonna say shit about my family because you're Mr. Morale, but you just gonna lie because you're a liar. And it went exactly how Kendrick said. Sorry if y'all can't hear it. All right.
Love this show. Been a listener for a few years since COVID. And I appreciate that you just are laying out the facts as they are.
All right, so that was the end of that one. He left one more.
I'm sorry. This is Chris again. I know y'all hate people. I'm sorry, but usually I don't let the comment on Spotify or drive-in. But also I have my group chat. I feel like I didn't talk to y'all about this beat, man. So like. I just have random thoughts. You with random thoughts. But like, I believe Kendrick when he says Drake has other kids, and the reason why I believe it, I'm like, certified lover boy album cover with all those pregnant chicks. And I'm making sense now. I'm like.
So if y'all can't hear it live in the chat, he's saying he believes that Drake does have other kids because the cover of Certified Lover Boy is a bunch of women, a bunch of emojis of different colored women with babies. And so he's like, you can't put it past Drake to have other kids out there.
Children, you hate out there, bro. Wait, you already hit one.
That's the thing. Once you hire one kid, I can never put it past you for the rest of your life.
Not.
It's just, I'm sorry. It could be 2097 if someone be like, it's a secret Drake air out here, like it's Robert Baratheon. I'm like, probably. I don't know. He's done it already. What the fuck? You a child hiding dude from this point on.
You're just saying like there's no daughter, it's all big and falls to the lie. They don't know. They don't know. Holding himself with a Certified Lover Boy album cover. They don't know. Y'all be safe, yo. This is my last call in.
You make some great points, man, and I appreciate mostly that you're a Drake fan and were able to still enjoy our show, and that we didn't, because I really, like I said, if it's a battle, I'm not trying to play favorites. I'm just calling balls and strikes because I think it's like if you're watching a boxing match. If you're rooting for somebody, that's cool, but you can't really be the person that's judging the fight if your whole thing is like, I know he got knocked out, but when you think about it, I mean, he made him hurt his fist knocking him out, so he kind of won. Like, I just wanted to be fair, and I feel like it at this point is very lopsided, and Kendrick won by a lot. But great points about the Certified Lover Boy album cover. Got another voicemail. Oh, this one, the person must have butt dialed us because both of the voicemails are blank. All right, we got another voicemail. Let's see if there's anything and that's blank. All right, are all voicemails blank now? What is happening, guys?
All right, do you need to reset it?
Nah.
Hey, Ron. Hey.
The next ones ain't blank.
Okay.
Maybe they was Drake fans. They got scared.
Maybe.
Karen, I hope you guys are having a great morning. This is Iman. Yesterday, Monday for me, I actually caught up on all the episodes because usually I'm like a month behind. And so I was like, usually I don't get to call in that much. I'm like, they probably forgot all about this unless it's like something I just feel really passionate about or something. But I was going to say, like, top tier entertainment because I just want to thank y'all for covering the beef and the way that y'all cover it because it's like yesterday I was crying laughing. I was just laughing so hard. But then I realized I cried out and I was so sad. It's so entertaining way. And so if you guys have any recommendations, like even though I was like, oh, okay, man, I can go and listen to some premium episodes, but yeah, I was like, I caught up. But usually I just have all these episodes to catch up on. And I was just like, I don't know what to do with myself now. I was like, well, I'm trying to clean. And then I really enjoyed all the guests that y'all had because when we were on vacation, my husband and I, we were listening to the episode about ayahuasca, and I'm sorry, right now I can't remember your guest's name, but they were great. And my husband's like, oh, yes. He's like, actually, I should go to the doctor and ask about weed. And I was like, maybe you should ask about edibles. It's like, because it's like, well, weed, I'm really allergic to it. It's like, it's really bad.
She got cut off. You were mentioning other podcasts. I'll bring up just two real quick. But What's the Tea? And actually three, I guess. What's the Tea? The War Report with Shalewa and Gas Store.
Yes.
And Three Guys On. Three Guys On has talked about it as well.
Okay, well, two messages say it is. But anyway, yes. So I'm definitely allergic to at least the smoke because I have really bad allergies. And when I was pregnant, it would make me super sick, and I would try to avoid like driving around town during certain hours of the day because I could clock it. I could clock when people were smoking weed, medical marijuana at certain times of the day. It's like these are the times of the day when people have the time and they're probably the most stressed, and I would just avoid just going outside. And it was just so bad. I was just like, I can smell it wherever I am. And I was like, it just makes me feel sick. But I was like, I'm okay with you doing edibles because maybe it's like like the smoke smell won't just be on you all the time. I was like, people, even when people think that they taken a good enough shower or cleaned up when they smoke cigarettes, it's like I can tell smokers whenever they try to give me a hug. I was like, I can smell it. It's like my nose is super sensitive, but anyway, we had that conversation, and he's like, you're not like against it. I was like, I mean, I was like, but I was like, maybe even ayahuasca. I was like, maybe microdosing that. I was like, I don't know. It's like, but it's like I understand. It's like you got your things going on. It's just I also care about my nose and my allergies, and I don't want to be my allergies will take me out for the count for the day. And I was like,
I feel like Amon at some point turned this into just like, guys, my husband wants to smoke weed, and my nose.
My nose can't take it.
This part has nothing to do with us. Like I know y'all both listen, but if you're trying to make us split the baby like King Solomon or whatever, I don't know what's going on in y'all house. I just hope it work out. Yeah, I'm not doing the rest of this. Let's go to she left 2 more. We go to the next one.
Hey Rob, hey Karen. So I guess I'm leaving 3 voicemails anyway. But unless this counts as a new voicemail cycle because it's been a day or 2. But anyway, I don't know if y'all were gonna bring it up when you do another podcast episode, but Questlove made a statement about the rat beef, saying that no one won and like all this mudslinging and bringing women and children into it. And it made me feel like, oh yeah, I was like, I get where he's coming from as an older millennial, and he's a Gen X. And I was like, yeah, we remember a time when rap beats used to get folks killed. And I was like, but they were mad disrespectful back then, so I don't know what he's talking about. I was just like, yeah, I was like, that seems like a statement that he would make because, yeah, I can, because he is a quintessential part of hip hop and hip hop history. So I can see it's like that a lot of the older hip hop guys and rap guys, they're changing their tune when it comes to stuff. And I was like, yeah, this seems like that's what he would say. It's like no one wants to see folks fight, but I don't agree with him that hip hop is dead. But I didn't think it was funny. I just was like, yeah, I was like, I was nervous too. I was like, yo, it's like, whoa. It's like, but thank goodness for the internet because it kind of diffuses everything. It's just like, oh yeah, this is a joke. No one has to die, right? Right? No one has to die, right? It's like the way they were drinking, Kendrick's been going back and forth. It did. It harked me back to like Pac and Biggie and. But yes. Anyway, I'm glad no one's died. Don't want anyone to die. I get that people, except people my age and older, maybe have had a little bit PTSD. But I was thinking about it, I was like, by the time Pac died, I didn't know who he was when he died because I was young. Other people my age knew, but I wasn't allowed to listen to that music. So when I went to school and all these people were crying, I was like, what happened? And I was like, Karen, who? But anyway, thank y'all for talking about it and going over lyrics and making it fun. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And yeah. All right. Bye-bye. Love y'all.
You too. Thank you, Amon. And we'll talk about Questlove in detail tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I did save it.
Thank you.
I think I'm not as down on him as other people seem to be, but mostly because I'm also of a certain age and understand if you get a little squeamish or have some trepidation about stuff. The next voicemail seems like a blank one too. So I guess maybe we got on some list or some shit.
Mhm.
Then there's this voicemail, which I don't know the name of the person, but they left something.
Good evening or good afternoon, Karen and Rod. My name's Roy. I'm from New Jersey. The reason why I'm calling is that I really appreciate you explaining the beef because during this whole beef was like the month before my wedding. Me and my fiance was finalizing a bunch of things with our wedding party, the venue, family members trying to squeeze in last minute guests when we told them that there was a deadline. We were running ragged. And by the time me and my fiance even got a chance to find out that there was this big beef between Drake and Kendrick, it was when I think Euphoria came out, and neither one of us still haven't gotten an opportunity to listen to it because, like, we were just exhausted, and if it wasn't for your episodes this week, I wouldn't have a solid idea about what even triggered the beef to begin with. But damn, Drake, bruh, I don't know, man. The hottest song in the world right now is saying that you have printed on ads, and the other hottest song in the world right now is calling you a pedophile. I don't know what you say after that. There's not a beef song. I don't know if Drake could even release an album fixing or ignoring that problem. Like, what happened to Drake is incredible. I've never seen anything like it. This has been amazing.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'm glad that what we did helped you get to catch up without having to spend all your time catching up. So appreciate you.
We did it so a lot of y'all wouldn't have to.
Yeah, and I don't know what the hell he does after this. People keep saying go away for a year, but I do not put it beyond Kendrick to have some tracks waiting on him when he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, I don't know if he has the right amount of hubris to really come back in a way that doesn't immediately have that stigma stuck to him for the rest of his life. So we'll see.
We will see.
Last voicemail. We made it, guys.
Hey, y'all. It's Rod and Karen. It's Kiana calling for Rod and Karen. Anyway, I was listening to one of the recent episodes, and y'all were talking about those old tweets that Metro Boomin had up. And it's something that I've been thinking about for a while, how, like, for a lot of boys and young men, their sort of, like, entry point into manhood is through violence. And a part of me wants to absolutely point out that a lot of that violence is directed towards women, femmes, people who are perceived to be feminine.
Right.
But the violence also extends to, like, other men, like young boys being encouraged to fight and stuff like that. But I also think about the way that, like, we tell girls, like, oh, if a boy is mean to you, if a boy hits you, it's because he likes you. It's like,
right.
No, we should not be normalizing violence. We should not be normalizing for girls that they should accept violence. We shouldn't be normalizing for boys that they should be being violent. And then it made me think about, I don't know, like, y'all aren't on TikTok a whole lot. Rod probably more than Karen, but I don't know if y'all talked about, like, the man versus bear conversation that was happening. Like, a man asked, like, women, if you were in the forest if you had to choose between being in the forest, would you pick being in the forest with the man or with the bear? And a lot of women were like, the bear. Like, almost all the women were like, the bear, because the worst that a bear can do is kill me. But the violence that a man can do to me is much, much worse. And, like, I don't know if y'all missed it, would have been some really good gender wars. But just violence towards women is just really, really bad. And for a lot of boys, that's the entry point. So anyway, that's all I want to say. Love y'all. I hope y'all are having a great day. Bye.
Oh man, that's ironic that this came up twice on the show today. But yeah, I did see some of it. I didn't click on it because I knew it was gonna be gender wars.
I didn't see it at all.
And two, I mean, it's women's business. What the fuck I look like telling somebody, no, you should pick a man because a man would do. I don't know. There's something we're gonna talk about tomorrow with this teacher and this hair braiding thing. And one of my major thoughts over the whole thing is it's hard to tell people who have an informed history dealing with the violence perpetrated on them from one gender that they're doing too much. Not saying that means they can never be doing too much, but it's definitely hard to tell somebody like, oh, you're looking too hard into this. Well, they have the informed history of like, but other times no one looked into something that I thought was fishy and it turned out to be really fucking bad for everybody. Mm-hmm. And so I don't feel right ever dismissing people's concerns on that front because I don't think history has shown me too much for me to say, nah, nothing to see here. Everyone just turned it. Nah, you kind of have to show and prove that stuff. As far as the bear versus man in the woods thing, mostly because of hypothetical, I just stay away from it because it's not like a real thing. It's you know what it is to me, and I don't mean to be dismissive in this way, but it is the you walk in the kitchen and your wife best friend is in the kitchen and she got on a thong bending over the banana pudding and your wife sleep. What you gonna do?
Thoughts?
Yeah, yes. And my thing is like, well, this is a conversation I never need to have because it's never gonna happen. Period. And no, my mom's best friend is not fucking, Buffy the Body or whoever that picture of that person is that's always, like
that dude is always in the gym.
Yeah, Cherokee the ass is not in my kitchen.
No, they are not.
Or I don't come home and Holly Berry's laying on my bed butt naked. So it just feels like y'all want me to start a conversation about something inappropriate or something that will start some shit. Because if I go, well, it's Holly Berry. My wife would just have to understand Serena Williams in a thong on my, like, shut the fuck up. Like, so what's the point? So anyway, not to say it's the same because I know it's not the exact same.
Agreed.
But it felt like a thing that was going to get everybody arguing for weeks. And guess what? We didn't even talk about it on the show and people are already asking us about it. So clearly it got people charged up enough to want to hear us talk about it, but I have nothing to add to that conversation. Whatever the women said is right. If they say they would be a man is less dangerous than a bear, then that woman's right. If they say a man's more dangerous to her than a bear, then she's right too. Everyone's right. It's not my business. All right, we gotta do the emails and wrap this up. Woo, this has been one, boy. Let me play some music so we can add an extra commercial. Okay, we gonna get some extra money out of here, y'all. Also, like the least, I never want to be in a position where I gotta tell somebody like, no, ma'am, really, I'm safer than a bear.
I'm safer than a bear.
Like if you would rather take your chances with the bear, good luck, man. I'm okay. I hate people in general. I don't want to be around no strangers. Okay. I'd be walking down that path. I'll be happy when there's no one out there but me. So, woman, man, I give a fuck. I'm definitely not trying to prove to you. Like, nah, wild grizzly bear, man, they could eat you. I'm just gonna sit here and walk. Nah, fuck it. You got it. Charles says, Mr. Karen. Oh, wait, we already did this guy. Sorry, I forgot to back that up. All right. Someone else sent us a YouTube short of two knights fighting. One had a sword and one had a folding chair. It just it was like, oh, it's the sword ratchetness and the official weapon of the show.
Hilarious.
I think I respect it more if they went and got them black people from Montgomery to hold the chair.
Yes.
Then I'll be like, now this is a challenge. Zoe says, what's really going on? Dear Rod and Karen, a few episodes ago, you had wondered about why the government was banning TikTok. Specifically, you had healthy skepticism on the reason that users of TikTok gave. The users strongly suspect that the government was shutting down the app because people were sharing information that the government did not approve of, specifically information regarding the Israel-Palestine conflict. In times past, whenever there was a flare, both the U.S. or Israel would feed us the narrative, and we, the people, would just accept it. Now with social media and especially with TikTok, the people have another point of view. The people aren't just eating the narrative like the good little boys and girls from the old days. From what I remember, nobody ever challenged the government reports about Israel till very recently, and now it's ballooned to mass protests on multiple college campuses. I don't have an answer for you, but I do have this video of Secretary of State Blinken and Senator Mitt Romney regarding how social media has changed the game in the information wars, and Romney singles out TikTok specifically. Listening to this snippet in light of TikTok ban and no legislation for any other social media platform really puts into context why they really wanted to ban TikTok. Shout out to both of you for putting out incredible work. I want to be like you when I grow up. Host a Backlook Cinema podcast. I'm not gonna play it, but just all I'm saying about this, though, there's nothing that's happening on TikTok that's not happening on other social media. We're saying, oh, they're not eating this up on TikTok. They're not eating this shit up on anywhere. My Instagram is all free Palestine. Mm-hmm. My Twitter is all free Palestine shit. Facebook is all like, I'm not seeing, now maybe it's my algorithm or whatever, but it's just saying that's even more of a point in the favor of what I was saying, which is if the algorithm ain't muting it out anywhere else, whether China owns it or not, I just do not understand from both sides on this. I don't understand the people that think, well, only TikTok is delivering this. No, they're not. And I also don't understand how TikTok is a unique threat that these other people like Facebook, who literally helped steal an election, who put up propaganda and shit, or Twitter that's run by Elon Musk, who really sympathizes with right-wing Nazi fucking speech. I don't understand how they aren't just as much. There isn't a need for them to have restrictions and government control as well. Right. I wish we were more like Europe, where they actually have laws that really limit some of the speech you can have on these platforms, because I actually think you do need to limit some of that speech. And no, I'm not talking about free Palestine. I'm talking about shit like death threats, racism, homophobia, transphobia. There should be some recourse that we have that isn't just thumbs down, because it's not a free-for-all, and we allow the people that are charged at the top to treat it like a free-for-all. You just end up with abusive spaces that basically might as well be 4chan. Right. But yeah, no one has really touched on why TikTok, in my opinion, is a unique threat that the other ones aren't, other than just it's owned by people that are Chinese. Right. And maybe that is enough. I'm not fighting people. I'm just saying, if that's the answer, then I guess that's the only answer y'all want to provide, and that's as much detail as you're gonna give us. But I don't think they can control the narrative on any of these platforms. Linda says, I live for mess too. Rod, I've been having a blast following all these rap beats. Thank you for covering them so much. I've only fairly recently gotten into hip hop, so I appreciate the extra content you provide. It helped me fully appreciate the absolute mess that is happening right now. I love mess. It's the best. I'm going through some stuff in my life, and the extra laughs are delightful and very helpful, so thank you. I'm also a reality TV junkie these days for similar reasons, and though the pure drama is enough for me, when shit gets especially violent and messy, it's the most entertaining. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it's up your alley, but I highly recommend Jersey Shore. It's the messiest, most entertaining reality show I've ever seen. Oh, I watched it back in the day. Mm-hmm. It has a good amount of reality, stupidity, violence. I've heard good things about the early seasons of Housewives, but I haven't seen them yet. Yeah, I'm not a Housewives guy. No disrespect. I did like early Jersey Shore.
Early, yes.
And before they really realized, like, I'm on a TV show. Do you watch professional wrestling at all? I get so hyped watching it. I've recently been finding local semi-pro and amateur leagues, and it's a blast. Roller derby is also a blast. A lot of us gays are very into it. I'm not much of a sports person except for those, mostly because they're also a bit theatrical in their violence. Not wrestling guy.
I was when I was younger, but there is like because of I follow a lot of different people wrestling Twitter, that if it is big Vino, it would be basically trending on my timeline. So there are a lot of people that really love wrestling.
The thing for the wrestling that could get me into it though is some fine ass black women that be fighting and I always see their pictures getting shared. And every time I'll be like, it's now when I need to get into the Jade Cargill. Maybe what's she talking about? You know, so that's, like almost all my social media stuff. It's like, oh, some cheeks involved. So I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. But I feel like now I'm so far behind, I don't know how I would ever catch up on the storylines.
Agreed. Me too.
So I think that's the main thing, is that I feel intimidated by hopping into something with years of history that I don't know. Anyhow, I appreciate that you're doing what you're doing, and thanks for filling my ears with sound of both of your laughter. Oh, and then she wrote back, woo, a lot more has happened and keeps happening. It's hard to keep up, even keep the track or the order of what songs came out. So I wanted to reiterate, your podcast coverage of these tracks has been extremely entertaining and helpful. Thank you, Linda.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Nerd Geek Ninja Ma says, hey, I'm just going to finish my thoughts in this email because it's too embarrassing to call back 3 times. And it makes me flustered each time I call back because I'm looking at the timer on my phone, trying not to go over 2 minutes, then my thoughts get all jumbled. Anyway, y'all are awesome. Thanks for the top tier content. The way y'all have been discussing this beef has been so entertaining and low-key healing for me. I can only hope that no one hates me the way I hate my person and the way Drake hates Drake. That probably why I'm so sad when I get caught up, because no one has been talking about this in a fun way as y'all. But if you have any recommendation, let us know. I did get those. Mm-hmm. When you said Enos is undefeated, that was a bar. Whether talking about something silly or serious, it rings true. It was so high. I was so hyped when you played the Key and Peele sketch. That's exactly what I was thinking too. I'm inspired to let my hate out in a constructive, calculated, artful way instead of just bottling up. Thanks, y'all. Amon. Thank you, Amon. Mm-hmm. Vince says, people in their feelings on colorism. Great work, Rod and Karen. Been listening y'all since y'all were on HBO for Game of Thrones. On the is Kendrick after mixed or light-skinned people? Your take is exactly right. If Kendrick really was on that, he'd have gone at the Logic too. But he's a mixed rapper who grew up poor in Baltimore, so he's no vulture. Keep up the great work. Yeah, I think people got in their feelings over this shit. And this is one of the things about feelings of people with privilege in certain situations. They feel attacked when it's not an attack on them. And I had a couple people I was a little surprised to see try to take it to like, it's because he's light skinned. And I'm like, I don't think it is. And also, you believe Drake now? Is that what we're telling me? A motherfucker that lies, his whole life is a lie, basically. And you're like, his word is as good to me as Kendrick's. It's crazy to me. So yeah, I saw a few people try to float that out, but hopefully that's died down now.
I hope so.
Zoe says, dear Rod and Karen, thank you so much for the entertaining breakdown of Kendrick and Drake beefs. To tell you the truth, I haven't really kept up with the latest hip-hop choice. There are a few I listen to, like Big Sean, J. Cole, but for the most part, I'm still living in the 90s. Musically, I kind of lean towards Drake. At least early Drake. I haven't really listened to a lot of his later albums for years. As I've always found the surface level raps entertaining. I've listened to most of Kendrick's albums, but they don't resonate with me as well with me. I know that they're good, but they're too deep for me to really enjoy. I'm just not as familiar with the latest lingo and slang to keep up with what he's saying, and I'm really not that deep in the culture or the streets. And there are just some aspects of rap that go completely over my head. I guess I'm like Roy Jones Jr. and that I'm not too much of that into that research rap. Oh, Roy Wood Jr. you mean. Roy Jones Jr. That's a good take. Thankfully, you and Karen came to my rescue with your funny and excellent dissection. Now that you've actually explained the songs, I can have a more holistic appreciation of songs like Euphoria and 616 in LA. And I noticed as the beef went on, Kendrick was easier to understand. So Meet the Grams wasn't as much a problem as Not Like Us was a straight up bop. Like Kendrick was just taking Drake's service level posture and playing with it. Yep, that's exactly what he did. And the further it went, the funnier and sillier and more straightforward he got. And by the end, it's just he beat Drake at everything Drake does well. Mm-hmm. Drake's responses were very good. Feel like he gave as good as he got, but I agree that what really put Kenny over the edge was it came across as more authentic. Like one of my other favorite lyricists, Eminem. Kendrick already put his demons out there, so there wasn't anything that Drake could really catch him on. I'm gonna just put all these songs on a playlist and enjoy this delicious portion of beef. Everyone's getting a taste, even the Daily Show. And there's a clip from the Daily Show. Go check out the Daily Show. Mm-hmm. MF Stevens says, hey, y'all, now that I'm not on Twitter It's difficult to be able to respond in real time, but I just wanted to let you know the last month or so of shows have been some of the best and most consistent yet. The rap beef coverage is second to none. I defy anyone to find a more thorough song by song breakdown of the beef tracks than what Rod gave us in the last week. Don't bother. You can't. If the Ambies or the Webbies or whoever the fuck ignore this excellent and journalism superior beef reporting, we know why they racist. Between Rod's breakdown of Kendrick, aka Petty Pendergrass, bars, and Karen's laughter and thoughtful commentary, my serotonin levels are at an all-time high. Sans drugs. Take that, Prozac. I'm also writing because as of last week's feedback show, I realized you read it when you read it out loud. I might have done my man JL dirty for with my YouTube comment about his stand-up. Oh, but we always do JL dirty over here. It's okay.
JL will bounce back.
It honestly is his fuel. You know?
Yes.
If you really want to help,
like, feed me.
You want to make JL's life a little bit better, go on Twitter, find one of his beautiful, well-crafted jokes, and just add a punchline. It don't matter if it's good or bad. Just add one.
Punch it down, punch it down.
He needs that anger. It's like a furnace. It keeps him going. And since dude went to school near where I grew up in Western Mass, and since us Cafe au Latte Lot brothers need to stick together, I'm revising my review to say that JL special is hands down the best kind of special of the year from someone who passes the paper bag test with flying colors every time. 2 snaps and a circle, bitches. It is a great special. Straight up. Half blackface. Check it out. It's now on Tubi. And I know you niggas love Tubi.
Yes, you do.
Not to go all Drake, but you hard R's. You love that goddamn Tubi. Lastly, Rod, what do you shave your head with? I've noticed you've been super clean lately, and I'm jealous. Even though I'm actually bald and came home a long time ago, I'm lazy, and it's hard for me to maintain. I got the pit bull recently, and that helps. I don't even know what that is. But you got to be diligent with that. If you don't do it every few days, you got to use the clippers again before you can use the pit bull. Peace and love, Zul. Oh, man, best investment I got for my head. Mm-hmm. I got the actual bevel clippers. Mm-hmm. Wait, did you buy those for me for Christmas or something?
I think I did. Yes. Didn't I get them for you? You had them and then you upgraded them.
I think I bought them and then you got some or something. Anyway, I did upgrade them too. But anyway, whatever happened, and this is not an ad. They don't sponsor our show anymore. Haven't for years. But those bevel clippers are amazing and they cost like a grip. Like way more than if you went to like CVS and bought some clippers.
But it's
worth it to me.
Yeah, it's
so I love them.
Yeah, it's worth the investment. I bought the bevel electrical razor for my chin hairs and my neck hairs, and I absolutely love it.
So I go to bevel.com and check out their stuff. I don't know if they still had a TBGWT code active or not.
I would try just in case. You never know, because sometimes they don't deactivate our codes.
And then we had a fan of the show, Mary, who bought a T-shirt with our faces on it for emojis and sent us a picture. She said she would send us a picture when she got her shirt, and she posted it on Instagram too, and I shared it to my stories. But it's got Karen's.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, we have good merch in our store, and it's always in the show notes, guys. So check it out. Abby says, "Hey, Rod and Karen, thank you for another great episode, a great recap of this beef. I've been staying away from social media because you can't seem to get a valid critique on anything Drake's doing without people trying to say you're biased or hate him. Yeah, I had to block a dude this week. I hated to do it. I haven't really been blocking people as much the last few years.
Anytime you post anything, he was on your ass, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and then
was ridiculous.
Some other loser hopped on to be like, well, doesn't that mean he won? Well, nigga, he can go undefeated. He can be the motherfucking 73-9 Golden State team. For all I fucking care, the motherfucking can be the Miami Dolphins. Go undefeated away from me then.
Away from me.
Jesus. Y'all don't know nothing about no boundaries. But yeah, I used to be a huge Drake fan when he debuted. I was in high school at the time, but I grew out of him after college. I started to realize that I hated that he hadn't evolved, kept trying to make other artists think they were crazy when they stole from him, and was getting worse with how he talked and treated women. Anyway, not sure if other comments mentioned it yet, but Drake went so hard at The Weeknd and his team because he was on the second album Future and Metro dropped. We Still Don't Trust You. Drake has been subbing The Weeknd /XO for years. Well, since he decided not to sign with OVO way back in the day, on the track he said they got leaks in their operation. This was another reason I didn't believe that excuse Drake came up with about feeding Kendrick info, because did Drake also tell the Mo to go talk to The Weeknd months ago? ASAP Rocky and Rick Ross were also on the second album, so that's why Drake came at them, but Drake already addressed everyone on push-ups, so there was no need to spend a huge portion of Family Matters addressing them. He seriously underestimated not only Kendrick, but also Metro. I never thought a producer would be the catalyst for finally trying to take down Drake. Thank you for your great work. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
Yeah, and a few people told me the Metro and the Weeknd history. I still feel the same way, which is thank you for letting me know why he's in it, but I still feel like you spent time on them that did for something that Kendrick and none of us were thinking about. Nobody was like, well, I hope he gets the Weeknd again. It's like, and I know he was trying to just fill the song with humor. So the more targets you have, it becomes like a roast. But bro, this wasn't a roast. You was in a fist fight. You didn't even know.
In a fist fight, you hitting the crowd, and the crowd is like, "Hey, dog, I ain't got nothing to do with this."
Yeah.
And you fuck around, and Metro was like, "Hey, dog, like it's joke time for me too. Then since we all joking."
Yeah, and it's so funny too. His call out for the week, it was like, hey, Abel gonna sing like you sing. Like you be singing, you also a singing ass nigga. Come on. Rhea says, Rod, thank you for sharing my tweet regarding my son being nominated for Student of the Week by our local paper. I live in Indianapolis, Indiana, a predominantly white state, of course. The kid in second place is from Martinsville, which is still in 2024 a sundown town. So beating him was personal. My son did pull through and ended up winning. So again, thank you. But can I tell you how nervous I was asking you and Kev on stage to share that post? I didn't want to be that fan that overstepped and did too much. Just talk it up to me being a 56-year-old woman of color. We get to say and do what we want, sort of, LOL. I appreciate you and thank you again. And also, for what it's worth, that was my very first tweet. So I had to send a tweet. Well, you know what? I'm happy to be able to help. I made a joke out of it. She tagged me and Kev on stage and said, can y'all, she forgot to tell us who we should vote for, by the way. She's like, my son is in this competition for like student of the year.
That's hilarious.
It's a poll and we need people to vote
for your baby.
And I quote tweeted it and said, of course I'll share it, no problem. I can't speak for Kev on stage though, but I guess that makes me a better person than Kev on stage. Who would have even thought that? And then I sent it, and then Kev replied, ha ha ha, but he shared it as well. Kev has much bigger following than me,
right?
And so, and then she replied with, "This is who we should be voting for," and then a few people were like replying like, "I voted for," and then someone replied to me, "Well, I looked at all the kids' like accomplishments, and some of those kids are really accomplishing great kids. I'm just saying, how can I be sure I should vote for her son over those other kids?" And I said, easy. Those other kids' mamas don't listen to my podcast. Fuck them kids. I don't know them kids.
Don't know them kids.
They should be tweeting at me. Okay, but they didn't. So we riding for Elijah Brinkley up in this. And that's who won. And yeah, and Kev, once it was achieved, I said we did it, bro. Like, so we did it together. Beef Chris says, "Hey, what's up, Pastor Rod and First Lady Care? So I'm a little behind, but I was thinking about Kenny versus Ivory. Side note, I know there are a lot of us behind for various reasons. Mine being I need something to listen to in that abysmal warehouse while capitalism slowly squeezes my soul from my body like a hyperactive child getting the last drop out of that Capri Sun. I think at some point we need the name for the people behind, like maybe the catch-up crew or the splitting the bill crew or tipping from the back, or maybe something like tips and behinds. I don't know. Well,
hilarious.
We'll workshop the name. Yeah, y'all.
I
think Catch Up Crew is pretty good, but yeah, I know some people like to get behind for whatever reasons. I'm not knocking it. I just appreciate y'all listening, man. So
people do it for various reasons. Like I save it for certain times. I save it for trips. I save it when I'm at work, right?
So beyond everything about the actual beef, this BBL Drizzy and Not Like Us have taken on a life of their own, and the entire beef in the songs and beats were dope. But I was thinking how far hip hop and black culture at large has come. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I can't remember the last rap beef that was this mainstream. I believe I remember it being looked down on. If they knew about it at all, like, oh, those blacks are fighting again, someone is going to end up shot, which was true at one time. But still, I was born in the mid 80s, and technically I'm an elder millennial, although I identify way more with Gen X. And I can remember the moment when top pop songs went from having a guitar solo in the middle to having someone rap in hot 16 bars, all while black people and other aspects of the culture were still demonized and frowned upon. Fast forward to the day, and now newscasters, businesses, and just the internet as a whole has opinions on the beef or are getting in on the trend. I just wonder if it's because of the thoroughness of this beatdown, because Kenny basically called out the transgressions against the culture and the culture rallied behind him. Is it because Aubrey has been so big of a star? He was almost like a pop star, like he was marketable and identifiable to people outside of blackness and rap to be their guy, even if they don't like rap. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff you said is true, but that's the one. Because Drake crossover appeal is way bigger than any other rap artist.
Correct.
So he really might. I mean, it's what Mos Def said. And that's why I said I don't say stuff like Drake's not a rapper, but when Mos Def classify him as pop, I'm like, you can't really say he's not pop. Like maybe he's pop rap, but he is definitely pop. He's very, very popular. It's because it's just a hot thing online at the moment, and this is just black culture becoming internet culture again. I wonder if hip hop is going to go the way of jazz, where jazz is predominantly black, looked down by other musicians from other genres, then became popular, then became America's music, essentially whitewashing it. I don't know. I feel like if that was going to happen, it would have happened already. It's 50 years in.
Rap been around a very long time.
And the main problem with hip hop as opposed to jazz, to me, seems to be the social media of it has made sure that the ownership can't be taken. And most importantly, we have not invented a new music to move on away from hip hop yet. So like with jazz, it's like, oh, we're going from jazz to say R&B, rock. So now it's like, oh, we leaving jazz over there. And then the white people come in and go, oh, perfectly good jazz. I like this. I think I'll buy a condo here and tell them to turn the noise down. And now it's ours, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that's not happening with hip hop because we've kind of stunted the growth of music here, and we haven't really invented a new genre that has taken off like hip hop, rock and roll, R&B, stuff like that yet. Also, DJ Academics and DJ Vlad, are those dummies actually DJs? Bro, I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, what do DJ stand for if you don't like go out and do parties and shit?
Maybe it's me. I've never seen either one of them do that. You know, it's like Dr. Dre. He not really a doctor, but you know they call him that.
Maybe they first name like Darius Jr. I don't know. I ain't heard them spin on any records ever. If this one of those things where they put a little title in their name so they could be more hip hop, I don't know. I didn't bother to check. Fuck them whack ass bitches. LOL. Thanks in advance. Love y'all. Peace. Y'all heard DJ Vlad started out as a spin some records as DJ, but then wasn't good at it and turned into like, you know, I interview criminals. Steph Louise's last email. Good morning. How y'all doing? Hopefully it's time for today's show. Still listening to that Kendrick laugh my ass off. Every culture is participating now. People have dusted off their instruments to play alongside. Sometimes the internet is fun. OVO, ho. But on serious matter, I've been on TikTok a little more lately because I've been recovering from surgery. The new thing people are doing is blocking celebs and influencers for not publicly talking about Palestine. An influencer was invited to the Met Gala and did a video where she said in her costume, let them eat cake. I really don't think she meant harm, but people are now fired up and basically blocking her because they think it's distasteful because of everything going on. Yeah, maybe that's unique to TikTok, because I do think what I think is really just online bullying is them acting like it's activism. And the reason I'm saying it's online bullying is because I've seen lists where they're talking about which celebrities to boycott, and there's certain motherfuckers they skip over. Like Jay-Z's on the list, but not Beyonce. A$AP Rocky's on the list, but not Rihanna. Shut the fuck up. That's just y'all are just carrying over the favorite shit and the stand culture to another medium.
Agreed.
Because if if it's righteous as you say it is, you be on everybody's ass the same, and you're not. Also, I truly don't believe that these celebrities speaking up or not speaking up will make even one iota of difference about this conflict. And it's not to say they shouldn't speak up, but it's just if you're concentrating on that more than anything else, that's because you concentrate on celebrity and culture and celebrity worship more than anything else in your life. And it has to be important because that's what you think is important. And I'm saying I don't find those celebrities to be important to government policy. There's a lot of ways to put pressure on the government, but tracking whether or not, ASAP Rocky has spoken up enough for your taste is crazy to me. It's just a distraction from some shit that you claim is real, something that is real, but this is not a real solution, is checking in and out with which celebrities are good or bad. And it really does lend to the stand culture war shit because people want a notch on their belt to be like, well, my favorite celebrity put up a post. Okay. You can continue to listen to their music. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Who gives a fuck about that at a time like this? The Biden administration is finally saying like, we're going to stop providing weapons. That's a bigger story than whether or not Rihanna has tweeted or not. I'm sorry.
Ain't that the truth?
One of these might save some lives and one of these will not. But you'll get to feel good about going to the next concert. I don't give a fuck if you feel good about your consumerism. That's a very, I'm not going to get into that rant, but I just have thoughts and feelings about how a lot of our movements that claim to be anti-capitalism are some of the most capitalistic ways to view life, period. And it just buys into this idea that we are our money. And I don't believe that. We're not, anyway. But the Met Gala happens every year. The money collected goes to the arts, I believe. But my thing is, since people feel discouraged with our government, rightfully so, since they can't stop Biden from sending weapons and money to Israel, can't stop the killings of Palestinian folks, they're now directing their anger towards celebs and influencers. Yeah, but you know what? You can stop Biden and you can stop the government, but it just requires putting pressure on them like those protests. Those college protests have done way more for that cause than DJ Khaled will ever be able to do, period. Those kids I'm not shitting on those kids. I understand that some people think we should shit on those kids. I understand that not every kid is doing the right thing. I understand there's going to be some people that are just capitalize on the pandemonium and all that. I do get it. But I think the cause is a cause that I don't know how you can't have a heart that agrees with the sentiment of you can't just wipe out a people.
Right.
I'm like, I do understand it's complicated and all that shit. And I know I don't know everything, but also I don't, my heart is not hard enough to look at what like Netanyahu says and what the actions of their military is doing and go, well, this is definitely gonna fix the problem.
Right.
I don't know how this doesn't exacerbate things because everyone who's left will have lost enough people to be like, I'm giving my life to continue this fight. I just don't see this as a solution. And I know that Netanyahu would love to have Trump in office because Trump won't do anything. If not, he'll support at best. And I know that Biden is in a tough place of not wanting to lose the left-leaning constituency in Israel and Jewish people in America, but there's a lot of Jewish people that don't even agree with what their government is doing right now.
Yes.
And at some point, it's just a moral imperative that it's just, and I get that it's too late, right? But it was going to be too late yesterday and it's going to be too late tomorrow. So the day you say, hey, no, you got to cut this out. That's going to be the day that that's the day. If you couldn't do it yesterday, then the day is the day. So I hope that, he sticks to his principles and their administration finally says, we're not going to just let you wipe these people out. Like you are really taking our allegiance to a degree that is we can't even justify. And seeing already some of the commentary from certain political leaders over there that said, well, then we'll just go it on our own. Which has always been my point, which is people think it's, and I guess this will really pull the wool off people's eyes, but I really think even if America stops providing arms,
they still gonna fight.
Israel seems prepared to go on their own, and I think they've been that way from jump.
Me too,
because I don't think Netanyahu even gives a fuck about, like, to him, Biden's not an ally in the way that his detractors try to make him into, like, he's just this huge supporter of Israel. That's not what Netanyahu thinks. He actually would rather Trump be in office and to basically people that run shit like a dictator. He wants that type of strongman energy. And yeah, that's how I feel about it. When you say, hey, they may be too scared to say anything because Zionists have infiltrated every part of business and government, you get roasted. They say their efforts with the government is slow work, so they're pivoted. Blocking a celeb is easy. Admitting that we have so much work to do to overhaul change in our government is way harder. Yeah, I mean, it's sad that some of this is going to be about people trying to just essentially get Trump reelected, because some people are like whether these people that are saying they're not going to vote agree or not, it doesn't really matter, because the people that want to see Trump back in office will gladly go, yeah. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
No, y'all are doing the right thing.
By any means necessary. Yeah. And the thing is, they don't even quote unquote care if you're on the opposite side. If your message is the same, that's all that matters to them.
Whatever gets them Trump back is what they want.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is a much less sexy answer, but blocking a celebrity ain't it. Protesting without voting isn't it.
Right.
And only caring about the president isn't it. It's gonna take a lot of shit. Change within Israel, change within America. And a lot of that is tough change that starts with electing candidates on like every single level.
And it's a long
before you even get the president. And honestly, it's something that could be fixed quickly. It doesn't even have to take a long time if motherfuckers would vote Democrat at even the lowest levels, because what a lot of this stuff you seeing from the Biden administration and every president before him that's been a Democrat, what you're really seeing is compromise, because they don't have the numbers.
Right.
Because we as American people, no matter how liberal you talk on Twitter, we've never given them a fucking mandate. We do not send them up there and go, hey, you have an overwhelming majority of Democrats, then they're all liberal as fuck because that's who we voted in. Nah, we always send them up there with like half liberals, half Republicans, a couple motherfuckers in the middle, and we be like, make it enough. And it's never enough. And so we end up with these compromise shit, because that's really what America is. It's what we have in America is exactly what the fuck we vote for every year. Whether you like it or not, that's exactly what the fuck we get, because we really are a talk a lot of shit country that don't do shit.
Right.
Anyway, we have to vote for the right folks. Make sure that we make it illegal to get bribes. Sorry, donation for corporations and the Israel lobby. I'm not capable for celebs or anything, but what was Zendaya or Lizzo do about all this? Sorry, some have been donate money or evacuate folks from Palestine. Well, they also want to see those people pay. They don't want to say this part out loud, but they would like to see like one of these celebrities say something, and when they lose a job or something, they go, yeah, good for you. But they not fitting to be there for that motherfucker. You just ain't got a job now. That's it. We really don't have no safety net for people, because it's not a collective movement that is organized in the ways of like Selma bus boycotts. We gonna get you a ride to work.
We gonna get you to work.
That's the part of these quote unquote movements that doesn't happen, because they're not really organized as much as social media movements. And that's not, like I said, I'm not shitting on the movements. This is just what we have right now. But a real organized movement would be like, yeah, and if this person speaks out, we're making sure they got a place to stay. You know, this teacher loses their job, we're not just gonna go, ooh, you lost your job. Hey, well, good for you. I'm glad you said something. Anyway, you know, like, good luck with the GoFundMe. Like, nah,
right.
They're part of a real organizing culture is preparing for the blows that you will experience. And as a community making sure there's a safety net for people. And that part of the work is almost rarely publicized or done in the online spaces. It's just kind of like, that's a shame. You know?
Yep, and everybody moves on to whatever the next topic on Twitter is or whatever.
Oh, she lost her job with the Scream movie. Oh, that's a shame. Glad she spoke up though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, cool, but you know, how do we make those people whole?
Right, then they're forgotten.
Anyway, but I won't even know if my money will get to them, or if I do know, maybe I'm too stupid to see. It says, I've been donating money to evacuate folks from Palestine, but I don't know if my money got there yet. Maybe I'm too stupid to see. I hope the third party people are mobilizing now for the next few years. There's a lot of work to be done. Even our little victories from years past are being overturned. A school changing their name back to Confederate names. Nobody wants to admit they are scared. These are scary times. Sorry that this is long, but people are just wasting time, feel crazy. Thank you for reading stuff. Well, I appreciate you writing in. It sounded like you had a lot to get off your chest.
Mm-hmm. And people at the third party be wasting time. Like, dog, like, you know, if y'all was serious, y'all did something a long time ago. I've been alive long enough to hear y'all niggas talk about this third party for 20-some, 30-some years. If we was serious, get to the ground root and get to doing some shit. Just don't talk about it. Just don't bring it up when it's time to vote for fucking president.
Yeah, I saw Macklemore's video about the protest, and I thought it was really powerful and very good. And then it gets to the end, and it's like talking about how he's not gonna vote for Biden in November. He's still undecided, and I totally understand that tactic and why he would say that. But I'm not gonna lie, I thought as I watched it, well, that's the whitest thing I've ever heard, because essentially, fuck everything else. If you don't get this one thing, period, fuck everything else in this country. Go ahead, put Trump back in office. It doesn't mean anything. I'm still going to be white, rich Macklemore, and I'm going to go back to doing whatever the fuck I feel like doing, because fuck y'all, I'm actually good. And that doesn't make me feel radical or whatever the fuck it is that he wanted me to feel. I don't feel like I'm part of the us anymore, because I'm now like, oh, okay, so yeah, if y'all, well, then deal with these transphobic Republicans again, guys, because fuck it, I didn't get what I wanted. You know what else? Deal with the racism and the Voting Rights Act getting struck down and affirmative action getting struck down. Oh, you don't have the right to your own womb anymore? Well, that's too bad. I didn't get what the fuck I wanted, so y'all got to go deal what y'all got to do. And and that just lets me know a lot of times I'm like, we're not really in this together. This big tent has a lot of little tents in it, and motherfuckers be dipping and dodging on it.
Yeah, and I say this, and then I know we need to move on. But one thing that
that's the last thing. So do your thing.
Okay, the thing that killed me about this, and it makes me think that I'm a lunatic. I understand that people feel passionate about things, and people really want things to change. I get that, but a lot of them act like you are a dumbass if you can do two things at once. Like, I do understand people feeling a certain way about the protests and the Palestine and shit like that, but they act like if you talk about anything else outside of their one fucking topic, that you're the goddamn problem and you are quote unquote against them. Bitch, we can do both. I can support you doing this, and I can say, if you want these changes that you claim you want, the Republican Party is not going to do any of the shit that you're complaining about. So your complaining is in vain if you don't fucking vote.
Yeah.
You're burning the house down because you didn't get your way like a fucking child. You're going, I didn't get my way. You didn't do what I wanted. I'm upset now. Emotions. And I get it. But just because your emotions are strong, just because you feel passionate about something, those emotions need to be directed into something positive to get the results that you want, because the thing that you're doing are not going to get you the results that you want. And as somebody who is black and brown and has, family members and ancestors been fighting for this shit for years, I look at you and to me, it's a slap in the face when you say these things that he was saying. You go, well, and then you go, I won't vote. You go, well, bitch, you don't want no change. And when you say that to me, you go, oh, you don't really want no change.
Yeah, it all boils down to the same thing I said that first time I was on Karen Hunter, and the guy called in about not even this, just a different topic, but essentially the same, like, but they fuck it, man. They all the same, or it don't matter. And I said, all I have yet to hear from anybody who has this stance, what thing that you support will be put in a better position because Trump is in office.
Right.
And honestly, Trump could be any Republican. What is the thing? whatever the cause is that you're willing to just be like fuck everybody else for, it's never like, well, yeah, because if you get Trump, that cause will be helped. No, it will be worsened. It won't even be status quo. It won't even be lesser of two evils. It'll be more evil. And no, I can't pit that as a higher moral calling than trying to have less evil. So
right. And what's the point of looking good and losing? Who gives a fuck about looking good and losing? Bitch, I want to win. I don't want to look good, be morally high and shit like that, and you still fucking lose.
It's a very individual mindset of like, at least I'll feel morally superior than you, which I also reject. I don't find that to be a higher moral I don't find that to be a higher moral stance to be like, well, I'll just sit home and do nothing. Nigga, a lot of people sit home and do nothing. That don't mean shit to me.
Right.
I'll tweet about it, but I won't fucking vote. Okay, well, cool. That's not, to me, if me and you are talking, I don't feel like you're the one dictating morals to me. I feel like I'm the one who's more doing the right moral thing. You know, it's when Batman or Spider-Man or whatever the fuck feels that calling of like, damn, even though this guy's a criminal, I gotta save, Scorpion from getting killed by Kraven because I'm here to try to mitigate as much harm as possible. Is that. And I think that's kind of where we're at. Anyway, that's it for this 3-hour episode. I'm tired. I know Karen could keep going, but I'm ready to dip out. Thanks for listening. My mom will be in tomorrow.
Yes.
The time I think is 10:30 instead of 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be talking to her probably a lot of Drake stuff. If you have questions about my mom and Mother's Day and how I was raised and stuff, feel free to come in and ask questions. We'll take them during the show. But yeah, until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.